From the mountains surrounding Vancouver, there's a tremendous deja vu. This is 15 minutes from downtown, and it's 12 years from Camelot, where one ponders two goaltenders at their peak, King Richard and Captain Kirk. In 1982, a 29-year-old from Longueuil, Quebec, ironically acquired from the New York Islanders, carried Vancouver to an improbable reunion with his first NHL team as the Canucks played for the Stanley Cup. A dozen years later, a former New Jersey Devil has designs on a similar rendezvous. Kirk McLean has 4 shutouts in the playoffs and presently a goalless string in excess of 135 minutes. Is his 4-leaf clover saying 4 over the Leafs, or can Toronto solve the Western Stonewall? One thing's certain, there's a captain in the King's domain who ranks with the best. Another beautiful dry day in the Lower Mainland, and the Toronto Maple Leafs know all about droughts. 135 shots they've peppered Kirk McLean with, 6 goals only, and all of those in Toronto. They just can't seem to beat him in Vancouver. The Canucks a commanding 3-1 series lead as we get set for Game 5 of the Western Conference Final. Toronto at Vancouver. Good evening.
The Vancouver Canucks are knocking on the door to the Stanley Cup Final. And they have a chance tonight to knock that door down and go on to the Stanley Cup Final. Felix Potvin has other ideas, of course, about that. He and Kirk McLean hooked up in quite a duel in Game 4. He wasn't beaten until Cliff Roning's winner at 17:35. Kirk McLean, well, he wasn't beaten at all, as you recall. Peter Zazzle is the only Toronto forward to score in the Vancouver goalie in this series in an even strength situation. Bill McCreary, the referee, Gord Brossiker, and Randy Minton will work the lines. Starting for Vancouver, Babic and Didick on the defense. Adams, Linden, Bure up front. Against Gilmore, Borchevsky, and Andrechuk. McCown and Lefebvre, the Leaf defenseman. So Borchevsky is in there tonight. Pushalinsky has been scratched. Babic coming back against Borchevsky. Knocked into the corner where Gilmore picks it up. Leaves it for Andrechuk, his shot. In back of the net it goes. Borchevsky is bumped away by Didick, but he grabbed the puck and centered it. Borchevsky once again. The Leafs pressing early. Back of the net. It's into the corner for Borchevsky again, and pinching in was McCown. Borchevsky against Didick, and Linden goes back to bring it out. Adams coming up with Bure. Bure in there, and he jams on the brakes. And the Leafs clear it back out to center ice. Lume will pound it back in. Bounced out in front of the net. Potvin, a little difficulty with that one, with rolling in front of him. Clark on the ice with Gartner speeding in. Gilmore fell. He is now going off as the Leafs were changing. And 3 Canucks line up to come out again. It is cleared into the zone by Zelenov. Running, fired it on the boards and gets it again in back to the Leaf net and lost it. Eastwood coming out with Clark losing it inside his own blue line. Clark again takes the pass. Lost it near center ice, and Ellett dumped it up on the boards to the Vancouver line where Lume played it to the far side. The Leafs jump in on it. Here's his centering pass for Gartner. That was intercepted. Eastwood back to the goal. Gartner standing out front, and Eastwood lost it. Glenn made a fine move, and it's cleared down the ice, and Ellett had to be careful with Craven moving up. Toronto on the puck. It is Clark's shot. Nice save by the right pad of McLean. Clark in there again. And he tried to pick it up on the backhand and just missed it. Canucks up by Ronning. In over the line. Ronning. Band on the shot. Etiken turning at center. Brown gets his pass. That's offside. Ovadaris and Brown colliding at center ice.
Boy, did Ovadaris ever hit Brown after the pass. Pat Burns, I'm sure, trying to get his players to relax a little bit and say, look, attitude is the mother of luck. Let's go out there and just play a good, strong game. It's Vancouver that doesn't want to go back to Toronto. We know we're going back anyway. Let's not get too uptight. Ronning, the hero of Game 4, doesn't move the puck when he should have at the blue line and then runs out of territory and takes a little shot in the back. from Bob Rout.
Pat Burns has Gilmore on a line now. He'll likely be double shifting Gilmore quite a bit. Goldberg's on the right for Gilmore and Manderville on the left. And Lafayette comes in to take the face-off for Vancouver. Craven is on the right side. Jeff Courtnall on the left wing. No score first period. We're just underway. Puck cleared inside the Vancouver line. And out of the net is McLean. He leaves it there. And the Canucks line up to come out through center. Lafayette coming in with Craven's shot. That's blocked. And the Leafs scoop it back for Manderville. He's racing down there in with a low shot. The stick save by McLean. Shot it into the corner right away. Gilmore's on it. Gilmore going back to the net, centered it. And it went by everybody out into center ice. Mironov was back. Courtnall couldn't take it from him. Coming up is Rouse. Pass ahead to Gartner onto his skate. Again, Mironov. Stepping from center, but he shot the puck before he hit the red line. And that is icing called against Toronto. 2:54 into the first period. Up to this point, the Leafs have had 2 shots. Vancouver still looking for their first. As we near the 3-minute mark of the first period, McIntyre, I think, waved out. And Ojek will come in to take the face-off against Zezel of Toronto. Now he's out, and Clark is in. Randy Mitten is the linesman.
He's trying to find 2 guys to face it off. 2 wingers are going to do it, Ojek and Clark.
Puck dropped in. The Canucks can't win the draw. Had a chance at it, squirted away from Ojek. Now he's into the corner trying to pick it up, and Zezel takes it off the boards. His pass comes out to the defenseman Ellett, and from center he shoots it in for the Leafs. Diddick in quickly, takes a hit from Gardner, but shakes that off easily and skates away with it. Diddick to center. Into the corner boards it goes. Potvin out of the net to steer it up for Clark. He takes a hit. Here's Ojek's shot. And the rebound bounced away from McIntyre. Clark shot it behind his own net. Ojek going in after Gartner. He got a piece of Gartner in back of the net. The Leafs come out. Clark gets to center and leaves it. Long shot by Pearson is stopped by McLean. He backhands it off the boards behind the net. And the Canucks get it out, and Clark ran into Hunter hard just inside the Vancouver line. The Canucks steal it. Linden is coming in. Oh, what a save by Potvin. Adams was set up by Linden on a real fast break. And there is a real test.
Well, Mike Gartner gives the puck away just outside his own blue line right here. That gives you the 2-on-1. And the best stop of the series, perhaps, by Potvin, keeps the Canucks from getting the almighty first goal. So Felix Potvin appears to be ready to play with a dazzling stop to keep his team at even 4 minutes into the game.
Wow, what a glove save by Felix Potvin. Adams set up perfectly by Linden. And he got a lot on the shot. But there is no score. Puck is fed ahead. Up to the line, and that center is Osborne. He tried to shoot it in. Stopped by Lume. Lume turning back. Lafayette missed the pass. And now Craven steals it. Lafayette with him. It's dumped back into the open ice near the Vancouver line. Mironov knocked it into the corner. Gilmore chasing Lume. Pinching in on the far side, but it's cleared out by Lafayette and hit the linesman. That prevented a 2-man rush for Vancouver, maybe. Puck is knocked down. Inside the Leaf line. Mironov scooped it out. Got as far as center ice. Andrechuk's rink-wide pass off the stick of Borshevsky. Hennigan back for Vancouver with Lume on the other side, and he starts the Canucks away. This is Courtnall's pass, a little bit too far for Lafayette. And the Leafs go back to pick it up. Andrechuk. Gilmore. And from center, he scoops it in. Borshevsky knocked it down. Nearly got in there. Borshevsky centered it. Borshevsky is knocked down, and 3 Canucks speed out. Brown leading the attack with Bure coming in. The shot blocked by Potvin. Linden trying to keep it in and does. Here's Bure again. Potvin a save. Rebound is right there, and the Leafs pick it up. Cordnell was skating the other way and didn't see it. Linden in there with a heavy hit on Berg. Crowd loving that. Hedican is moving up on Lefebvre, and Lefebvre poked it away, but Linden was there to pick it up. Linden tried to center it. It got all the way back to Brown, winding up. Shoots. Another fine stop. And it's into the crowd. No score in the first period. We are nearing the 6-minute mark.
Bure, 4 goals in this series, 13 in the playoffs. Has had 2 wicked shots from 40 feet out. Potvin has handled both of them, but he's the wrong guy to let wind up.
They win the draw again, and Babbage fires it in off the boards, hoping it'll get out in front of the net. Bure centers it. Linden shoots. And it dribbled by the far post. Bure takes a hit. Still looking for it, though, is Bure, and now finding it. Linden along the boards, and he's bumped on that play by Lefebvre. The Leafs hidden in there and can't get it out. It's Bure from the line. Shot blocked by Potvin. Potvin a little busy now in this first period. Fired down the ice by Berg, and McLean stepping out of the net, going the other way away from the rushing Berg. It is Bure's pass. Dangerous looking pass with Eastwood coming in, but he just missed it. No score, first period. 6.5 minutes into it. Didick is moving up to hit Berg. Puck is cleared inside the Vancouver line. Babbage after it. He and Ronning are in there, and Ronning slapped it on the boards. Eastwood stopped that. Eastwood dropped it out to the line. Gill faked his shot. He went in deep and put it in back of the net, and there was McLean out of the goal. It is back of the goal again, and Clark was upended. The Leafs are on the puck, and they're causing some problems for the Canucks now. The shot by Osborne is blocked by McLean. Another fine stop by the goalie. No score, first period. Some pretty good scoring chances already for both sides. Here's Ronning taking the pass. He was offside across center ice.
A much more physical game here in Game 5 than one that we saw in Game 4, which is a gentle affair. Pat Quinn and Pat Burns both prefer games where there's a little more hitting. And I know Pat Quinn was a little disturbed at the way his team played in Game 4, even though they got the win. A turnaround slap shot by Linden, one of about 4 big saves Potvin had to make, as it looked like it might have gone off Adams or McCowan's skate and nearly went in.
Face off inside the Vancouver line. The Leafs win the draw. Elliot's weak shot in wide of the net, and Lume will pick it up off the boards. Clearing it ahead. Here, Ronning. He got out as far as center. Getting over the line, and the pass gets in. Potvin, another big save. Glenn walked right in on him, and Potvin comes up big again. Still no score in this first period. Here's Gardner keeping it in. 2-on-1 Toronto. Clark in front of the net. Score! Eastwood picking the short side. And the Toronto Maple Leafs kept the first goal of the game here at 7:54. Clark in front as a decoy. Eastwood decided to shoot, and he scored.
Well, I'll tell you one thing, they should run back and hug Felix Potvin. He's made 4 great stops to keep that 0 under the Vancouver name on the scoreboard. McLean has had to make one difficult one. The puck was given away here by Jyrke Lume. Eastwood, you're right, Bob, walks out. The defenseman takes the pass away, and McLean cheats ever so slightly towards Clark, and Eastwood puts it up over him on the short side to make it 1-0.
The time 7:54.
7:54 the time of the goal. Eastwood from Gardner. 1-0. Toronto leading. Adams deep in his own zone, pulling away from Berg, and now Zezel giving it to Linden. Up with Bure. Linden gets set from the blue line. The shot trickle into Bure. He centered it, and Adams was covered in front of the net. Backing up is Lefebvre. Shot it back of his own net. Osborne took a look around, made it ahead to Zezel. He got it up to Berg, and here comes McCown with him. Berg shoots it in for McCown. He let it roll back to Zessel, who was hit behind the net. And the Canucks get it out and down the ice. Lefebvre coming back nearing the 9-minute mark of the first. 1-0 Toronto. Canucks back up for it. Craven takes it. Fired a hot pass into Babic. He got it up for Courtnall, who shot it in. And Rouse fired it away off a stick. It hit Lafayette and went over the glass into the crowd. Toronto 1. Vancouver no score at the 9-minute mark of the first period. Aronov back to his own net. Craven forechecking, nearly stole it. Aronov turned back again, and Craven waits for him out front of Potvin. Aronov goes the other way. Up to the line, the pass to Borshevsky, and now to Andreychuk. And he just dumped it in. Craven checked Gilmore on the boards. Craven takes the puck. Gilmore stopped it with a skate. Couldn't get by Craven, though. Craven hit him again. Now Craven takes the puck. Trying to shoot it out. Gilmore stopped him. It's centered and cleared away off the boards by Diddick. Aronov made a good move to center. Shot the puck in over the Vancouver line. It's fired back out, and there's Courtnall. He was trapped up there. Now he takes it and brings it in with a weak shot in wide of the net. There goes Jelena, stealing it from Rouse. Jelena bumped by Rouse. Running back to the goal. Gets it out front. And Momesso came close down his Potvin. A big pile up in front of him. And the whistle goes to stop the play with Momesso and Jelena along with Ronning coming close.
Well, this line, Ronning, Momesso, and Jelena, the best forechecking line of all the Canuck ones. And they have, with Ronning's quickness and Momesso and Jelena pounding guys the way they are, turnovers are not uncommon in this series when these three fellas have been out there, and they don't score as often as they probably would like to. They got the big one the other night when it counted.
Sure did. Ronning was a threat 2 or 3 times in that game before he got the break with under 3 minutes left to play in the third period, and took that neat pass and scored. The Leafs are leading in this game 1-0. On the goal by Eastwood, his third of the playoffs from Gartner at 7:54. It is dumped out over the line before Bure could get a stick on it. Gill has to hustle. Linden was coming in. It is Zessel getting the puck to center ice for Toronto and shooting one in wide of the net. Osborne went up there, and here comes Berg. Into Osborne. Osborne left it up the line with a long shot, knocked down by McLean, and he cleared it back in the goal. It is Berg trying to pick it up, but he lost his stick against Lumet. Bure can't move it out, but here's Adams with Linden alongside. The drop pass to Linden was out over the line. And, of course, Adams had gone in offside.
Well, the heart and soul of the Vancouver Canucks, Trevor Linden. You can see he's wearing the Stanley Cup badge of being hit. He got hit with a puck in Game 4 for some stitches. He didn't even miss a shift. The net cam is in action tonight.
Uninjured through the warm-up.
Right, they protected in the warm-up now with a plastic shield, so we learned we can't trust the players in the warm-up when we put the net cam in there. Maybe if we asked the players to pay for it, we wouldn't see if they get hit as often. Once you put a target in the net in the warm-up, though, you know what they're going to shoot at.
9:19 remaining in the first period. Toronto 1, Vancouver nothing. McCown stepping up over his own line and dumping it in. Hedican is going back to pick it up. Vanderbilt forechecking. Hedican's pass was a high one. It'll go down inside the Leaf line. Icing waved off. So Gill has to hurry. Ronning is forechecking. Right behind him is Jelena. So Gill waits. Vanderbilt circles the net. Gill takes the puck. And the left wing pass, too hot to handle. Govaderis to shot it to center. There was Ronning waiting for it. Ronning is stopped by Govaderis. Up the center. Pearson shot it in. Govaderis is knocked down. And a penalty coming up. Puck right in front of McLean. whistle had gone. And a penalty coming up now against Vancouver. This is the first penalty called in the game. Govaderis was dumped. Jeff Brown gets the first penalty of the game. It's a holding call here in the first.
The Leafs have really improved their shoot-ins tonight. They're keeping it away from Kirk McLean. The Canucks have done a great job in this series of holding up the forecheckers. Brown did it a little too enthusiastically.
Ellett from the blue line. He rolled it ahead to Gilmore. Power play Toronto now. Side of the net with the pass. Hit center to Gilmore. He scores! Gilmore took the centering pass, having delivered one himself, and lifted one over McLean. And that makes it 2-0 Toronto.
That only took 10 seconds on the power play. That's number 1 in the National Hockey League playoffs on the road. The Leafs win the draw. We know they killed the Canucks in game 1 with point shots. So the Leafs are forced to try and make the play down low against the 2 defensemen. And they get away with it right here. As you can see, Gerald Didick and Babbage both had their back turned to Gilmore. McLean got a bit of it, but not enough of it to keep it from going in.
And to number 4, Dave Ellett. Time 11:37.
Ellett and Borshevsky with the setup on Gilmore 6 of the playoffs. 11:37 the time. A power play goal for Toronto to make it Toronto 2, Vancouver 0. Puck off the skate of Clark. It's into the center ice area. Craven turning back. Here's Didick coming out. Didick looks a high one from his own side of center. They were offside at the Toronto blue line.
Well, Pat Quinn, I know, was bothered yesterday and today about all the talk about one more win, and we're in the finals. He said, we all know Thunder's impressive. However, it's the Lightning that does the damage. And our Lightning bolt wears number 10. So they will be gambling a lot more now, down 2 halfway through the first period. And that's not the way they'd rather play. They're kind of a counter-punching, sit-back team that waits for you to make the error. Can't do that now.
Gerald Didick. Pass onto the stick of McIntyre. He knifed it in, and Ellett there to Clark. Clark was checked. McIntyre lost it. McIntyre was dumped. Hunter feeding it along the boards. It comes out. Clark trying to pull away and does. He's up there, coming in, shoots, scores! Wendell Clark with a bullet on a 3-on-1. And the Leafs have silenced this sellout crowd at the Pacific Coliseum with 3 goals here in the first period. And they're leading 3-0.
Well, Wendell Clark, who's got one of the better shots in the National Hockey League. McIntyre goes down. The Canucks can't keep the puck, and McIntyre's hurt, so he couldn't get in on the back check. A 3-on-1. I don't think Wendell even looked at his 2 partners. He just wanted to get it on the net, knowing that one, if not both the others, would be going to the net. And Kirk McLean again gets a piece of it, but not enough of it. And with 7:41 to go, the Leafs have told the Canucks in no uncertain terms the series is not over.
The assist to number 32, Mike Eastwood.
Eastwood with an assist. His second point of the game. He scored the first goal. So Clark at 12-19 from Eastwood. And for Wendell Clark, his 9th goal of the playoff. That makes it 3-0. Toronto. Here's Jella now, trying to get something going. Low shot. Potvin didn't have to play that. It missed the net. Gilmore takes it on the boards, trying to clear it out, and does. Glenn backs up with Lumet. Played back inside the Toronto line. Marinov. Jelena just missed it. All the way down the ice. And that'll be an icing call against Toronto. 7:01 remaining in the first period. And a stunning start by the Toronto Maple Leafs. 3 goals. 3-0. They're in front.
Well, 2 of the Leaf scores that we mentioned in the opening have come through with goals. Clark gets his first of the series. Gilmore got his first of the series. And Mike Eastwood, who isn't known for his goal scoring, got the Leafs off in the right foot. Well, Wendell Clark has had some shots, but not from that close. He teed it up for about 40 feet before he let it go.
Blasted that one hard. McLean did get just a piece of it. Here's Lamesso going back to the Leaf net. Lamesso gets out front, tried a shot from a very sharp angle. Potvin the stick save, and the Leafs are going to be called for icing again. 7:54 was Eastwood's goal. Icing waved off, McLean out. 11:37 Gilmore in the power play, and now Clark at 12:19. Puck out over the Leaf line again. 6:30 left in the period. And it's Jelena picking his way in. Gets a shot, and he just missed the far side. Good play by Jelena, and just missing. Borshevsky in. Poked the puck loose for Andrechuk. Center to Gilmore, and his low shot. McLean makes the save as Gilmore was in there again. And stopped by Kirk McLean.
Another careless pinch by the Canucks to allow the Leafs to get out of the zone. Pretty well in every time they pinched in the first 4 games, the Canucks had a forward back to back the pinch up. They haven't been able to do that as often tonight, and have given the Leafs some momentum through the neutral zone. And Clark's goal for sure resulted in that.
Face off to the right of McLean. Leafs win the draw. Ellen elects to shoot it to the corner, and around the net it goes. Govideris bumped off the puck by Hedican. Vanderville hit the defenseman, and the Canucks get it out. Ojek rolled it in over the Leaf line, and Ellett the first back against Craven. He turns and lost it trying to come off the boards, but got it back again, and the Leafs poke it out to the open wing. Slammed by Brown at center. Govideris tried to hit Brown and missed him, and fell into the boards. Hedican shoots it in from center ice, right on the net. We have 5:39 remaining. First period, 3-0. The Leafs are in front.
Bob, you remember how many times I told you there's nothing like a nice day in Vancouver, but the third round, unlike the second round, has been tough. In Game 5, the Rangers lost it, and the Canucks are in trouble.
They are down 3-0. And they work the puck into the Leaf zone. McIntyre went in after it, took a bump, hooked it away with a skate. Courtnall takes it, comes out front all the way to the line, and then tried to back it up for McIntyre, but he was checked by Rouse. Hunter is in there, he didn't find it, and the Leafs get it as far as the line, not out. Knocked in back to the net where Gill tried to slide it away. Courtnall waited for that. Courtnall on the boards against Eastwood. And it's Toronto coming up with it, and out with it. Gill up to Clark. Clark, who has one of the Leaf goals, was stopped at the blue line by Diddick. Courtnall was belted hard by Eastwood and sent flying. Clark turning at his own blue line. Clark to center. Stick handle up to the line, was grabbed from behind, and it's Linden taking over. Courtnall again being bumped by Gill. Here's a chance for Bure. He's coming in. Pop by the save on Bure. Made a dazzling move to get in there. Little pushing and shoving after that save by Potvin. The officials are in there quickly, and I don't think any penalties will result here. Bill McCreary hasn't made a move. Potvin again coming up big in this first period, this time on Bure.
Well, there's been some bone crushers, and here's as good a check as any. Courtnall looking down to kick the puck ahead, and before he can look up, he is down. And Bure, after he took that dangerous shot, was taken into the end of the rink with Lefebvre, and Bure comes back with a stick. So the animosity that wasn't available in Game 4 seems to have returned in Game 5.
3-0, Toronto leading with 4:36 remaining in the first period.
Randy Mitten's got 3 throwouts. I think 5's the record. He may get it tonight.
Lefebvre around his own net. Played up to Zezel at center. Zezel shoots one in wide of the net, and Berg went in to pick it up. Lume for Vancouver. Saw a man open. That was Adams. He saw Linden, but Linden was checked. And the Leafs checking a little more closely now with only 4:10 left in the opening period. And they have built a 3-0 lead. Eastwood, Gilmore, and Clark. The goal scorers for Toronto. Linden's pass right onto the money for Adams, but he was checked immediately by Osborne. Vancouver back up. Hedican and Brown. Hedican again. Up as far as center. And Adams decides to dump it in for Jelena, who's in there in a hurry. And he slammed into the Leaf player and knocked him down. Here's a shot for the line. Papa, another big save. Through the screen, he got the blocker up to stop that. Jelena coming in again. He's worked over on the boards by Lefebvre. And Bill McCreary, the referee, has decided he's going to allow the two teams to go at it. And believe me, they are doing that here in the first 20 minutes. Some good, solid hitting. Only one penalty called in the period so far, that to Brown of Vancouver. And the Leafs responded with a power play goal by Gilmore. That was their second goal. Clark made it 3-0. 3:10 left in the opening period. Potvin out of the net. Stopping it and leaving it there. Gilmore comes back to the goal. Jelena trying to get in after him, but was stopped in front of the net by Mironov. From center ice now, Brown rifle one in. Again, Bob Rouse back to take it from the goaltender, and Andreychuk shoots it out to center ice. Gilmore's pass into Borshevsky. He saw Mironov joining the rush and tried to hit him with the pass. It didn't work. Back in there is Ronning. He's up over the line and dribble one in on the net. Up and steered it away. There goes Momesso. And he took the Leaf player in on the boards. Todd Gill is hurt. Can't get up. Now he's back up.
He went in feet first, Bob. He may have hurt his ankle or his knee. Momesso got him from behind and rolled him in. Didn't fire him in. He rolled him into the boards. Todd Gill fell on the way in. And he looks like he's in a great deal of pain right here. He's trying to stand up and get off. He's hanging on to Dmitry Mironov. And it'll be very surprising if this isn't a serious leg injury. Those feet first slides. It's his right leg, obviously, and those feet first slides can really be dangerous.
Defenseman Todd Gill hustling back in his own zone with Vancouver turning it on. And he was hit into the boards down to the right of Potvin. You can see he is in a bit of pain. We'll look at it again.
See Gill trying to stop and get the hold of the puck, and there is his foot. The front of his skate hit the boards just above the yellow baseboard. Now watch it here. So Momesso's just running him in, and of course Momesso's a big strong boy. And there's Gill's right foot. Go right in, skate first. Something has to give. And it did. And Todd Gill's in the dressing room in a great degree of pain.
2 minutes and 31 seconds left in the opening period. And it's 3-0 Toronto. Shots are 10-9 in favor of the Leafs. Craven is waved.
That's 4.
Then Lafayette was waved out. Craven in. Puck comes back to the line. Babbage shoots. Potvin saw that and stopped it. Lafayette around the net for Craven. That doesn't work. Gartner tried to dump it out and failed. The Leafs get it up to Clark. He left it at center ice. Eastwood dropped it back to the blue line, and Mironov comes up. A Rouse, and he shoots one in wide of the net. Now then Clark ripped it back of the net. Stays with it. Tried to dump it out front. Eastwood was in there with him. Clark to Eastwood. Can't get out front, though. Weak shot by Gartner went up high and knocked down. And the Canucks bring it out. Lafayette got up to center. Trailing the play was Babbage, but he couldn't handle it. It was behind him, really. And Craven had gone in. Offside called. 1:43 left in the period. 3-0 Toronto leading.
Well, it never fails as the number of teams in the playoffs that are decreased. The people who run teams that aren't in get changed. Sam McMaster becomes the new general manager of the LA Kings. He worked the last few years in Sudbury in the OHL. And Pierre Lacroix, an agent, becomes the general manager of the Quebec Nordique. His son is on the Leaf roster. I wonder how long it'll take Pierre to think those agents are tough guys to deal with.
Toronto starting up. Lefebvre got as far as center. Tried to shoot it in. First one was blocked. Second one got in there. But the Canucks have lots of time to go back and move it up. But the pass hopped over the stick of Adams and all the way down the ice. Icing called against Vancouver with 1:24 left.
What happens when you get down 3 goals as quickly as Pat Quinn's Canucks do? You really lose the advantage that you had at home with reference to getting away from a matchup regarding Pavel Bure. Now, this is the 3rd shift that Pat Quinn, who wants this line out here more often now that they're behind, has had to put them out with the 5 defensive specialists, Zezzel's line and McCown and Lefebvre.
Face off to the right of McLean, right back to McCown, and a shot. Stopped by McLean. That was a screen shot that he saw. Linden trying to work it up, and he'll do that. Linden comes in. His shot hit a leg. He's after the rebound. Ran into the leap defenseman McCown. Puck right in front to him, but he can't get a decent shot away. Lefebvre bumped his stick a bit. Now we're in the final minute of the first period as Berg takes a hit from Lumet. Lumet trying to feed it up to Adams, and now Rouse back, but he got the puck out, and here's Gilmore taking a pass and coming in. Gilmore trying to get a shot. That's blocked by Hedican. A good play by the defenseman. The Canucks move up. Rouse shot one high. Comes as far as center ice with 34 seconds left in the period. Potvin stopping it for Dave Ellett, and he's being very careful now with the forechecking. Jelinek coming in. At center, Brown in there again. Hit a player in front of Ellett. He gets it out. 16 seconds left in the period. Gilmore moving up. Manderville. Here's Andrechuk. His shot blocked. 9 seconds left. 3 Canucks out. They'll have to hurry. Momesso coming in with running. Shot high off the shoulder of Potvin. And the horn goes to end the first period. On that rush by Vancouver, the shots in the period by the Canucks 11 and by the Leafs 10.
Well, neither one of these teams in these 94 playoffs has won a game when they were trailing after the first period. The Canucks 0-1, Toronto 0-5, and they both are 6-0. Toronto, Vancouver 7-0 when they lead. So that first goal, first period stat has been huge.
And coming up in our first intermission, of course, Don Cherry in the coach's corner. Eastwood, Gilmore on a power play, and Clark were the goal scorers for Toronto in period 1. And the score after 1 period, Toronto Maple Leafs 3, Vancouver Canucks nothing. Welcome back to the Pacific Coliseum. Bob Cole here with Harry Neal, and the Toronto Maple Leafs are leading the Vancouver Canucks 3-0. Second period now. Babbage and Diduck will bring the puck out to center. The Canucks would love one early. It is Adams coming out in front of the net. And it poked away by Potvin. Back to the line. Babbage's shot tipped in front. And it comes to the other side where Diduck kept it in. Back to the net again. Lefebvre took his man. Adams went after the loose puck. Adams to the other side. It skipped away from Bure. Back for Adams again. He's covered by Andrechuk. Here comes big Trevor Linden. Back to the line, and Diduck might get a drive. There it is. Deflected wide, and Potvin covering up on the bouncing puck, which came off the boards and right out to him.
Todd Gill came out at the start of the second period, skated very gingerly. You can see him trying some turns, and then skates right off. Quite obviously, he cannot do what he wants to do on that bad leg. So he's finished for the night, I'm sure.
Face off to the left of Potvin. And the Leafs win the draw on Clark, who has one of the Leaf goals, striding over center and coming up there on Glenn. Dropped it back to the line, and Gardner couldn't find it. Courtnall coming in. Shooting, and that's off a stick wide of the goal. On the other side is Craven. Slipped a pass in front. Quick shot is knocked down at the defense. Ellett went after it, he and Craven. Craven coming up with it, leaving it for Courtnall. Courtnall with Ellett all over him. And now Lafayette. He comes out in front of the backhander high, and Potvin has it somehow. It is loose again, and comes by the net. The Canucks press here. Shot from the line high. Off Glenn and over the net. Lumet keeping it in. Vancouver all afire here, and the Leafs trying to find a way to get it out. It's flipped high on the glass. Ellett poking at it. It's centered again. Another shot. Step rebound. Score! Craven scores the goal for Vancouver. And the Canucks are back in it.
The Toronto Maple Leafs had 4 or 5 chances to get the puck out of the zone. You knew that the Vancouver defenseman would pinch as Glynn does. Courtnall takes the shot. That one stopped by Potvin. But Murray Craven, who'd gone to the net without the puck, is rewarded with it. Potvin gets a bit of it, but it goes up and over. Just over a minute and a half into the second period. And the Canucks have got exactly what they want to mount any kind of a chance of a comeback.
Murray Craven scoring at 1:34 here in the second period to make it Toronto 3, Vancouver 1.
Fourth of the playoffs, scored by number 32, Murray Craven.
The Leafs stop a rush by Hedican. Borchevsky. And he was taken out of the play by Hedican, who got back in time. Long pass by Brown, just missed Adams. Adams going in, he'll pick it up, so no icing. It's cleared on the boards. Linden kept it in. Now a pass to Osborne through center. His pass up there. Zessel's shot. It'll go into the crowd with Brown getting his stick in front of it. Craven's 4th of the playoffs from Courtnall and Glynn at 1:34. And here it is again for you.
The Leaf wingers, it's their job to control the boards. Here's the shot, and here's the goal. The Leafs had it twice. Couldn't get it out. The Vancouver defensemen pinch more often than most teams anyway, and when they're down 1, you know they're coming almost every time the puck comes around the boards. So it's a big assignment for the Leaf wingers. These Canuck defensemen are a good size, they have good quickness, and they can do something with the puck when they get it. Watch the boards in the Leaf zone. That's where the Leafs could keep the lead or lose it.
Toronto wins the faceoff. It is shoveled ahead, and the Leafs make changes as Hedican comes back for it. Slipped it up to center ice. Here's Ronning, and he jammed it in across the Leaf line. Jelena went after it. Gilmore brings it out. His pass back to the defenseman Mironov from center. He rifled it in high. Comes down to Gilmore. He slapped it behind the net, and it's Hedican again. Losing it, but Momesso is there. He can't get it out right away. Gilmore in deep. Gilmore going behind the net. Centered it. Here's a shot. That's wide. Andrechuk centered it. It'll be Ellett on the other side, keeping it in. Borchevsky in the corner. Coming up along the boards, he is given a rough ride by Momesso and Hedican. Jelena out there with Momesso. Puck is cleared in over the line. And again, the Leafs shoot it down the ice. Damage back, and that is icing against Toronto. 3:08 into the second period. The Canucks have scored. It's 3-1, Toronto.
In the first period, here's some information. A lot more hits in this game than in Game 4. No apparent offensive advantage in the offensive zone. The ice times for some of the key players. I never think Pavel Bure plays enough in the first periods of games. We're apt to see a lot more of him with his team behind. Gilmore's going to play 30 minutes by the time it's all over tonight. Pat Burns told me before the game that he told Doug he was the center on the first line, he was the center on the second line, and he may even be the center on the third line. And Doug, you're going to kill some penalties and be on the power play, so be ready.
Trevor Linden, he came out in a rush to start the second period and fired up his teammates. Craven got the goal. He's on the puck again. Out front. Tried the wraparound and nearly did it. Craven once again the shot. He missed the goal this time. More heat applied by Vancouver. Lafayette was bumped and the puck is cleared out and down the ice. But it's been all Vancouver just about in the first 4 minutes of this second period. They have scored 1 goal. 3-1 Toronto. Diddick lifting one in. Rouse takes his time coming back. Courtnall watching him. Fired back out to center ice. It's going to be Didick. His pass to open ice. Now here's Babbage. He's moving up over the line. Babbage gets set, coming in on goal. Oh, driving for the net was Lafayette and just missed. Two Leafs rush away. Govaderis up on the play with Pearson into Govaderis, and he just failed to meet it in front of the goal, reaching for it. Back of the goal, they fight for it. Pearson got a stick on it, comes in front of the net, poked away by McLean ever so coolly. Courtnall left it at center, and Lumet moving up over the Leaf line, dropping it. Craven stopped. Here's Pearson. Glenn will catch him. Pearson and Eastwood coming in. Pearson shoots, and that's blocked. They keep it out. The whistle is gone. Pearson, a big rush. And McLean coming up big for Vancouver.
Curry over telling Pat Burns to sharpen up on the line change. I told you the Vancouver Canucks defenseman would be gambling. Here's a 2-on-1 rush. And McLean, who has dominated the Molson 3-star award in this series with 3/3 and a first, makes what might be the biggest stop of this series for his team to keep it at 3-1 as Pearson couldn't get it over him.
That was the first shot on goal in this second period by Toronto. And we played 4 minutes and 40 seconds. Here's Rouse with the second shot on goal, and McLean stopped that. Momesso backs up in his own zone. Momesso's right wing pass on the money. Here's Ronning trying to go in. He got near the net, but Rouse took care of him. Jelena was in on the play. Glenn shot. How about a save? And it comes to Glenn again. This time he dumped it off to the corner. Leafs get it out to center ice. Eastwood. 3 Canucks surround him. Gartner went in. Skated back to the line. Now to Clark. Clark lost it to Ronning. He dumped it ahead. And Rouse was there to break it out. Rouse lifting one inside the Vancouver line, and back of the net it goes. Passed out to center ice by Lumet. And the Canucks want to make changes. We are nearing the 6-minute mark of the second period. Clark had a tough time controlling it. Now the pass up across center to Gilmore to Clark. His shot. Stop. Rebound. Clark again. Back of the net. Coming out. Can't get a shot. Now he does. And McLean kicked out the right pad and made a fine stop. Adams up there for Vancouver. Barging in. Spun around but keeps going. Adams back of the goal. Murray was with him, but he skated away. And it's McCown now. Hounded by Linden. Murray takes the puck. Murray coming back near the line and circling to shoot it. It is knocked down by McCown. He can't get it out. Adams backhander deflected away. Murray again. Back to the line. Shot. Ripped wide of the goal. What pressure by Vancouver here in the second period. We played 6.5 minutes. And they're going all out. They dropped behind 3-0 to Toronto in the first. They have 1 goal up on the board and going for more. 3-1, Toronto leading. Hedican now, great skater, gets out over the line, lost it, got it back, flipped it ahead. Lafayette's weak shot, gloved by Potvin. He shot it to the boards, and the Leafs bring it out. Govaderis striding to center, shot it right onto the defenseman Didick. And Didick fell, but got the puck down across center. Here's Courtnall trying to come in. Courtnall can't get a shot. And Pearson made sure the puck got back out to center. Poked at it. Poked at it again. Babbage withstanding that and bringing it in with Courtnall. Courtnall pass. Glove save. Potvin off Didick. Took it on the fly and ripped the shot to the far side. And Potvin made another fine stop.
Some scrambling play in the neutral zone, and watch 2 Vancouver Canuck defensemen, Babbage and Didick, in this rush. So every rush, Vancouver's got 4, if not 5 guys going. Potvin picks off Didick's long shot.
Face off to the right of Potvin. 3-1, Toronto leading. Didick gets a shot away. Here's Bure. Murray picked it up, got it back to the line. Babic's shot is blocked by Gilmore. He's out there with Andrechuk, and Borshevsky is up on the play. Andrechuk going in for his shot, and McLean got the pad on that. McCown's shot tipped wide of the goal. Borshevsky after it. He dumped it back in the net for Gilmore, who missed it, and Andrechuk has it on the far side to Gilmore. Gilmore back to the line. Lefebvre shot blocked, and Bure falling in front of that. Left it for Babic, who cleared it. Gilmore again stopping that Vancouver pass. Canucks pick it up. 3 of them nearly got away. Bure just missed it, and it's shot back in by Lefebvre. The Leafs are changing. 8:10 gone in the second period. 3-1, Toronto leading. But the Canucks are really pressing here. This time, though, they send it down the ice, and it's an icing call against Vancouver.
Well, the Vancouver Canucks know all about making comebacks, at least comebacks in series. Since they got down 3-1 to the Calgary Flames in round 1, they have played superb hockey. So they ought not to be discouraged with more than half a game to go to be down 3-1 in a game. That's a mighty impressive statistics at any time of the year, let alone in the playoffs. Pavel Bure being knocked down, although that was a collision he initiated. He's a marked man. Why wouldn't he be?
Face off to the left of McLean. Glynn jumps in behind his own goal to get away from Clark. It hit the referee and came back to him. So he started the Canucks out. Momesso to the right wing was Jelena. Jelena pinned by Ellett. Big Momesso goes in to pick it up. Momesso, he's being checked by Eastwood. Got the pass away to Jelena. He centered it. Scramble. Potvin got the blocker up one. It's back of the net. Momesso setting it up. Running around the other side. Out front it comes to the blue line where Glynn winds up. No shot. Just threw it in back of the net. Ronning had it intercepted by Mironov, and he got it out. Lume. He missed Jelena with the pass. Toronto 3, Vancouver 1. Gartner through the middle to Clark. Hard shot stopped by McLean. Gartner is knocked down, and the Canucks come back at the Leafs again. Led by Cliff Ronning. He shoots it from center. Comes off the boards all the way back to the Leaf line. Up there was Hedican, but it's cleared out by Manderville. Manderville takes it. He has to wait outside the line long enough for Lafayette to take it from him. He and Craven in. Lafayette ready to goal. Lafayette scoring for Vancouver, and it's 3-2 Toronto.
What a goal by this kid Lafayette. I know he's been a welcome addition to this team, but look at this move. Cuts around Lefebvre, puts it up behind him, waits for Potvin to go down, and so the goal judge won't miss it. He puts it off the water bottle to make sure everybody knows it went in. A brilliant move by the rookie Lafayette, who until the trade from St. Louis played most of his season in Peoria. Nathan Lafayette with a Pavel Bure type goal.
Boy, that'll get your coach up, and that'll get the crowd up. Big goal by Lafayette here at 9:37.
Number 32, Murray Craven.
Craven got an assist. Cordnell got the other. So it is now Toronto 3, Vancouver 2. Lafayette at 9:37 from Craven and Cordnell.
Craven, who scored first for the Canucks, makes a nifty little pass under the stick of Lefebvre, and Nelson Lafayette, Nathan Lafayette, he puts his left leg out to take the slash. He waits till Potvin goes down and then puts it into the roof with a brilliant goal.
Yes, it was. And the Canucks are not done yet by the look of them. They came out in a vengeance here in the second period. The Leafs didn't get a shot on goal till 4 minutes and 40 seconds of the second period. Meanwhile, the Vancouver Canucks had scored twice. Craven at 1:34, and now Lafayette at 9:37.
Well, Pat Burns, I know, wanted to get by the first 5 or 7 minutes because he knew the Canucks would come out firing on all cylinders just past the halfway mark of this game. And the Vancouver Canucks are on a roll here in the second period.
From the faceoff, McCown. He missed Borshevsky with the pass. Leafs dump it down the ice. Hedican coming back, and Gilmore's the forechecker in there chasing him. He bumped him. Borshevsky got the puck and lost it immediately to Linden. He lost it. Borshevsky couldn't get a shot. Bure turned and rolled the puck out to center ice. Lefebvre brings it back up and shoots it in. McLean stopping it behind the net. Here's Hedican. Again, Borshevsky takes it from him. Borshevsky is stopped, however. Bure poke checked the puck away from Borshevsky. Leafs doing a little forechecking of their own now. Just past the halfway mark of the second period, a 3-2 hockey game. Toronto leading. Bure trying to go in. He was knocked down. McCown hit him going by. That is Lefebvre behind his own net, and Adams is parked out front of Felix Potvin. Ass missing everybody, and that'll be an icing call against Toronto. There's no doubt this is a different team for Vancouver than the one we saw in the first. The Canucks continue to press Toronto. Mironov stick handled in front of Potvin and then got rid of it. McLean dancing out of the net. Took a look around, played it up on the boards, and the Canucks shoot it down the ice. Rouse is coming back. He tried to fire one away. Momesso got it in there for running. The Leafs are back to break it up. Eastwood shot it across center. Babbage pounded by Clark. Eastwood and Clark on the puck. Clark bumped by Babbage. He went back at him. Ronning brings it in. Ronning and Jelinek go in there. Ronning spinning around and getting away from Rouse. He's around the net, coming out. And Potvin down, covering up. A nice piece of work by Ronning, pulling away from Rouse and going in around the net.
Well, Cliff Ronning in the offensive zone, when he steps off the boards or from out behind the net, he's a tricky little guy. Bob Rouse thought he had him here. But look at this little move, the spin around, and the puck is still there. And Ronning tries the wrap around. That's a tough play at any time, and it's a tougher play when there's 7 guys in front of the net. Cliff Ronning, 41 points in his career as a Vancouver Canuck in the playoffs. He's a feather in a windstorm when you go right at him.
Ronning nearly tying the game there. Toronto had a 3-0 lead after the first period. The Canucks came bursting out of the blocks here in the second and had 2 goals. Here's his shot from the blue line that hits Lefebvre. Lafayette left it here to drive. Portnoy coming close. Potvin looked behind. I'm not sure if it hit Potvin or the post, but it came back awfully fast.
And the puck went way up in the air over all the players' head and came down, and Portnoy wired it. And I don't know whether Potvin saw it or not, but it didn't go in. Portnoy's arguing.
Potvin had the glove down there. Better angle. Little dark there to see with Potvin in behind that post.
He's awful close to hitting his glove.
Glove or the post? And almost impossible for us at this particular angle with the crowd in front of the net. But the Canucks came close to tying it right there, and they turn up the fanometer. 7:45 remaining in the second period. Toronto 3, Vancouver 2. Puck is shot in over the Vancouver line. Govaderis against Lume. Govaderis got it out there for Manderville, and he just missed tucking it in. Pearson to Manderville. Govaderis comes back there, but it's going to be Lafayette who picks it up in his own zone. He got it out over the line. It's shot back in by Mironov. Lume now will try it the other way. Stick handling out. Pass was a giveaway, though, right to Allen. Pearson mishandled it, and Craven got away from him. Coming in over the line again, Lafayette breaking in. A low shot on the backhand, stopped by Potvin. Penalty coming up against Toronto, I think. Cardinal was on the puck and centered it. Potvin stopping Lafayette, who was open. The net is empty. They have the sixth skater on, but now Manderville touches it. And he might be the lead player who will go off. And Vancouver storming out here in the second period to get 2 goals and make it close, cutting the Maple Leaf 3-0 lead to 3-2. Now get their first power play.
Well, they're out shooting the Leafs 11-4 here in the second period, and have had 5 good scoring opportunities. The Leafs only 2. There's the penalty on Jeff Cortland. High elbow hit from behind by Manderville.
Manderville for elbowing at
And the Leafs penalty killing, which has been a strong suit. Here's another look at that shot, Bob, that Cortland thought went in the net, but you can't see from that shot whether it hit the glove or the post.
The way it came out so quickly, I think it might have been the post. However, I think doesn't work all the time. Power play now. Brown gets in position, does not shoot it. Here's a shot wide. Trevor Linden went after it, got it back to Brown, and again he elects to pass. Lume shot, and it's deflected and knocked down the ice by Toronto. This is a power play. Vancouver, minute 40 left in the penalty. Manderville is in the penalty box. 3-2 is the score. Toronto leading. They have a power play goal. This is only the second power play of the game. Count knocked it back of his own net. It is Bure over on the boards. Lume is moving up. Bure waits. Zezel watching him. Bure again. Zezel watching the man at the line and Bure, the two of them. Bure pass. Lume was in deep. But the Leafs come up with that one. And Berg brings it out. A 2-on-1. Here's a pass. And Zezel apparently was offside on the rush. And he didn't hear the whistle. I don't think the players did either. But it was offside.
We want to make...
On the power play, the long pass across the zone. If it had not been intercepted or partially intercepted by Bill Berg, Lume would have had a good opportunity to score. That's a great pass when it works, but there's a lot of sticks and feet it has to go by.
Vancouver out shooting Toronto 9-5 here in the second period. They're on a power play now, and another 50 seconds left on it. 3-2, Toronto leading. Ronning gets to center ice and was stopped. Osborne nearly broke away, but Brown got back in time. Brown lost it. Rouse's shot, and that hit Osborne. But Gilmore tried to center it. Ronning picked up that pass, and he's going to skate out with it. Up to center is Cardinal coming in. Vamesso on the play, and Cardinal spun around. Ronning went in to help him. Ronning slapped at it. Comes along the boards back to Lume. Lume fired it into the corner again. Hit the referee, McCrary, but it's passed back out. Back to the line. Here's the shot by Brown up high. Rouse trying to pick it up and doesn't get there in time. Cardinal and Vamesso. Cardinal went off stride. Vamesso picking up for him, but it's cleared ahead and chopped out over the line by Osborne. The penalty now is over. The Leafs have killed it. There's Manderville in after his man. Tied him up. Gilmore brings it in. It got in front of the net. A nice play by Lume to get out. Up with Craven. Craven going to an open wing where Ronning golfed it in behind the goal. There's McCown. Out for Eastwood. The center is Clark. And he shoots it into the Vancouver zone. Gardner moving up quickly. Lafayette coming back. Eastwood on him. Lafayette left it there, and Gardner had a skate on it. Again, Lafayette trying to move it out. Eastwood fell down. Got back up. Here's Clark. In with a shot. Blocked. And Hunter takes it. He just shot one on the glass and got it up to center. Leafs move up there again. It is Eastwood along the boards. But back there is Babbage. Babbage turning with 3:45 remaining in the second period. Vancouver has battled back here. They were trailing the Leafs 3-0 after one. They got 2 goals. Here's Craven. He centers it. That came off Eastwood and nearly went in. Murray now stopping. His shot is blocked and the Leafs want to ice it. And they do that with 3 minutes and 22 seconds remaining in the second period. 3-2 Toronto. Closed captioning of today's telecast is brought to you by Household, providing financial services for the family. .322 left in the period. It is a 3-2 hockey game in favor of Toronto. Gilmore thrown out of the face-off spot. Cleared on the boards, and Gilmore got it out. Up there is Borshevsky catching up McCown. McCown in with Borshevsky, and he can't get a shot. The pass was high. Borshevsky again. Poor Gilmore breaking it around the net. Goes the other way, out front, jamming at it, and off the goal post. And McLean comes up with a miraculous save for Vancouver as it hit the post and bounced down there, and McLean got his glove on it.
What a stop that was by Kirk McLean to keep his team in this game. That's the second 10-bell save. Looks like there's a penalty on it to Nicky Borshevsky. Now watch this. It's a 2-on-1 rush. McCowan jumps into the rush, takes a nice pass, and then doesn't shoot it. That's not the stop. Gilmore's going to wrap around with it now. Now watch the stop by McLean right here. Oh, with his glove, and then knocks it behind the net. Here's the net cam's view. That puck is going in till he gets that big trapper on it. Borshevsky gets a roughing penalty after the play. It really upsets the Leaf coach Pat Burns. One thing we know about Nikolai Borshevsky, Bob, roughing penalties are not very common by him.
He's got one now at 17:01 of this second period. Trevor Linden, a black eye and all out there, leading his troops, trying to tie the game now. But here's Berg with a shot. Bure got a stick in front of that shot off Bill Berg. The Leafs send the Canucks back, but it's dumped over the glass near center ice. Borshevsky off with 1:48 left in the penalty, and Vancouver trailing Toronto by just 1 goal.
Well, Borshevsky punched the Vancouver player in the face after he was being taken out in that wild scramble there. Referee McCreary saw the late punch and gives Nikolai Borshevsky a penalty. 2:47 to go in the second period. Toronto 3, Vancouver 2. Vancouver has had many more golden opportunities in this period than have the Leafs. But Kirk McLean has made 2 dazzling stops.
Yes, he has. McCown ripped it hard on the boards and got it back to Lume. Lume and Brown are the defensemen for Vancouver. Linden, Adams, and Bure up front. This is Linden, full speed, coming in with a shot off the blocker of Potvin. The Leafs do not clear it. It is Adams in there to pick it up, but Berg got a stick on it. Bure is over there on the other side. Look, that came off the glass on a wicked hop and right in front of Potvin. He had to be careful with it. Brown shoots one, and Potvin a save. Big rebound. Back to the line for Brown again. To Lume on this power play for the Canucks. They whip it around outside. Lume to Bure. Drives it, not much on it. Adams, I think, will get the goal to tie the game for Vancouver here in the second period.
Greg Adams grabbed a rebound this. There's Adams' 8. The shot hits 2 or 3 legs and then comes to Adams, and he puts it between the legs of Potvin. Burry missed the shot, but got it on the net. Adams is there for the rebound, and the score's tied.
So with 2:03 remaining in the second period, the Vancouver Canucks have clinched their effort by tying the game. Craven, Lafayette, and now Adams. Power play goal for the Canucks. Linden and Burry will get the assist on that goal. 1:40 remaining. Second period. The Leafs are offside with 1:38 left. Again, the scoring play on the power play. 17:57. Adams from Linden and Burry.
Let's have another look at the goal. Burry gets a shot from the hash marks. It hits Linden and goes right to Adams. Potvin, who had to play the carom, had his legs open when the puck got to Adams, and he put it in.
Leafs drive the puck in from center ice for Gardner to come up on it. Ronning took it from him. Ronning sliding it ahead, and Momesso clears the zone. Tried to hit Ronning with a pass. Leafs back in. Across center is Allen. He backs up again. At his own blue line by Momesso, shooting it down the ice. And that's an icing call against Toronto. With 1:09 left in the second period. We are in a 3-3 tie.
Well, a strange game. It was all Leafs in the first. It's been all Canucks in the second. We're 1:09 away from the third. Pat Burns has got to jack his team up. Pat Quinn has got to keep his team up during the intermission. Unless there's a goal scored in the last minute and a bit here, we'll be into a bit of an overtime in the third period.
Vancouver trying to wrap up the series with a win tonight. Toronto trying to send it back to Toronto, where, if necessary, games 6 and 7 are scheduled for Thursday and Saturday. But the Canucks will have none of that. The Leafs came out and built a big 3-0 lead in the first. And full credit to Vancouver. They came storming back here in the second and have tied the game. Lead player McCown is down and is hurt. Up the center, the play goes right on. McCown limping off. Puck comes in front of the net. McCown trying to stay on. It's gloved by McLean. McCown was headed to the Leaf bench and then stayed on. And it looks like he's okay.
Well, he got nailed as the puck was coming out of the Leafs zone. There's the slash by Burry across the back of the legs. McCown goes down, but appears to be all right. I think he's chatting it over from a long distance with Mr. Burry. He's going to go up so he can really get his point across here.
The face-off is to the left of McLean with 51 seconds left of the period. 3-3 tie. Borshevsky after the puck, going around the net. Borshevsky centers it. McLean stopped the backhand pass. Here's Andrechuk. He gets it out front, off the goalpost. That shot, and the Canucks speed it up there to Burry. Burry coming in, and he can't get by Lefebvre, who hit him. And he went sliding into the boards, but Burry is okay. He is chasing Lefebvre, who gets the puck out over the line. With 23 seconds left in the period. McCown taking a look at the clock, shooting it off the boards to center ice. 15 seconds remaining. It is Pearson trying to move in by Lume. Lume played the man, knocked him down. 7 seconds left. Craven at center ice, coming up with a pass into the boards in the corner, and the shot fired right on the horn, and Potvin is out to talk to Hunter, and then Andrechuk Andrechuk went over and robbed him a bit, but the officials get in there very quickly.
Potvin very upset that Hunter, as the period ended, wired the shot over the head of Potvin. Potvin's argument is it was shot after the whistle. And Potvin went right after him. The period just ended now, and Potvin goes in and gives a little gentle reminder to Hunter. I don't think there's any penalties on the play. It remains to be seen. McCown was over complaining to McCurry about the slash that we saw in the replay that Burry gave him. This is a bad time for either team to take retaliation or temper tantrum penalties.
Shots in the period by Vancouver, 13 by Toronto, 8. Craven, Lafayette, and Adams have tied it up for the Canucks. And the score at the end of the second period, Canucks 3, Leafs 3. In the background, you see the Vancouver Convention Center. And that is a statue of Harry Jerome, which reminds us to remind you that this weekend here in Vancouver, CBC will be covering, of course, Harry Jerome track meet. The great Canadian sprinter. 3-3 tie with the third period coming up. It was all Toronto in period 1. Eastwood, Gilmore, power play, and Clark made it 3-0. And in the second, the Canucks came out all afire. Craven at 1:34, Lafayette on a beauty at 9:37, and Adams on a Vancouver power play at 17:57. So the shots over 2 periods now, 24-18 in favor of Vancouver. What a great turnaround in this hockey game. From the get-go, the Leafs down 3-1 in the series, coming out with a 3-0 lead. And then in the second, Vancouver turned it around on Felix Potvin, Toronto, who got a penalty, by the way, at the 20-minute mark, along with McIntyre of Vancouver. So we start the third. 4 skaters aside, and a 3-3 tie. Vancouver needing a win, of course, to take the series here tonight. Gilmore against Linden coming out. He tosses the pass to Mironov, out to Ellett. He's across center, and offside is Govaderas. Stopping the rush.
Govaderas, who is playing his second playoff game in the '94 playoffs, showed Pat Burns some speed and hustle in Game 4, and he's back in the lineup tonight here in Game 5. 4 skaters against 4 in these playoffs. Vancouver has scored 5 times and been scored on twice. Toronto has scored once and been scored on once with the extra ice.
From the faceoff. We've got a correction. Yes, 4-on-4 for a moment. Vancouver late getting a man on. It was indeed just 2 minors to end the second. And Gilmore coming in, dropping it back right in front of the net, but it was cleared all the way down the ice. That'll be an icing call against Vancouver. A little late change by the Canucks.
After 2 periods, let's have a look at some stats. 10 more faceoffs in the Toronto Maple Leafs zone than in the Vancouver zone. That tells you just about the same story the scoreboard does. 32-22. Vancouver was the more aggressive in period 2. The Leafs in period 1. Pavel Bure, as usual, plays a few more minutes in second period. Gilmore's always 8-something, or sometimes even gets into 9. Trevor Linden and Clark. Clark's not playing as much as you might think.
From the face-off, the Canucks control the draw, and Glenn gave it to Lume. Bure on the ice with Craven tossing it back to him. Bure looking for some skating room. He sees Lume up there, who shot it over the line, and here's Clark. Bure put the grab on Clark and prevented him from moving anywhere. Craven steps over the Leaf line. Craven along the line. He was forced to come back out. McCown stayed with him right up across center. Lume finds a little bit of room and comes in with the puck. Lume got in front of the net, but the Leafs got back, and Eastwood took the puck away. Craven watching him. Toronto moving it up. A 3-3 tie. A long shot rising over the net. Bouncing down in front of McLean to Lume. Clark forechecking with Gilmore. There's Glenn down the left wing boards across center. Mironov stopped his pass. And the Leafs get it out across center. Gilmore can't play it. He would have been offside. Canucks take it up to center. Courtnall coming in. Courtnall and Bury back to Courtnall and back to the net. He's out front with it. Hit the side of the goal with the attempted wraparound. And it is cleared over the glass into the crowd.
Well, the Vancouver Canucks in the four skater against four situation are much quicker and can throw four very dangerous offensive players out there. There's two of them there, Courtnall and Bure, and you've got Lume back on the defense. The Leafs try and make sure they don't get burned on the 4-on-4. Courtnall tries to come out from behind the net on the wraparound, but never got out. Third period has been the best period for Vancouver. Of course, the Leafs didn't score goals in any period for it seemed like weeks in the games 3 and 4.
They exploded for 3 here in the first. The Canucks came back to tie with 3 of their own in the second. And that's where we are now as Borshevsky races in against McLean. McLean was out in plenty of time. And it is a shot over the glass again by Vancouver. This will bring about a face-off inside the Vancouver line. 2:31 gone in the third period.
Kirk McLean went 143 minutes and 17 seconds of shutout hockey here in round 3. The NHL record, 248 minutes and 32 seconds. Normie Smith of the Detroit Red Wings in 1936.
Face off to the left of the net. Running on there with Momesso. The right wing pass for the speedy Jelena. But Allen beat him to it and chopped at it, and it hopped over the boards after the Leaf bench.
Kay Whitmore, the very capable backup goalie for the Vancouver Canucks. With the way McLean's playing, Whitmore has been a fan. He knows all about playoffs and most valuable players and championships in the American Hockey League with Springfield as a member of the Hartford Wheeler organization. Whitmore may just find it hard not to play as much as he'd like to here, and when you've got a goalie that can play as often as McLean and a goalie as good as Whitmore in the backup position, it can be a little cumbersome for the organization.
Through center ice is Adams. Adams, who got the tying goal at 17:57 of the second period, is on there taking the pass from Linden. Long shot from center ice. Potvin had that one taped. The Faves pass. And just across center ice, Borshevsky. The two-line pass will bring about a face-off back in the Leaf zone. And looking at the two goaltenders, they haven't had a shot to face so far in this third period. So the two teams rather cautious to start the third. Leafs a thunderous start in the first, and the Canucks just as heavy in the second. But they're watching it very closely so far here in the third. Another long pass going down, and that'll be another icing call against Toronto. As it's obvious, both teams are trying to spot somebody way up there.
Well, the Vancouver Canucks, I know you never like to be down 3-0 in a game, but when you are, you can take 5-man runs at the opposition because you absolutely need to score the first goal. Now, both teams coming out here for the third period, I think we'll see a third period much like we saw 3 periods in Game 4. Not nearly as many chances taken by either team where they kind of just wait for each other to make a bad cross-ice pass, a poor percentage pinch, or a pass up the middle in your own end that goes to the wrong team.
Eastwood against Craven. The two of them have scored a goal in this game. Shot by Courtnall off the arm of Potvin. It ends up in the mesh. And the referee, Bill McCrary, was standing there, saw it before McCown could lift it off and sounded the whistle again.
I'm not sure that shot was on the net, but it was close enough to being on the net that Felix thought he better stop it. Came off the glass on the back of the net. Clark is asking for the face-off to be outside. but because it hit Potvin, the glass, and then went on the net, the Leafs were the last team to touch it.
3-3 tie here in the third. Game 5. Canucks up 3-1. Clark watching Brown fire one away. Coming in is Craven. Shot it to the boards in the corner, and Cordell the first one in there. But Eastwood took it away from him. And the Leafs, Mike Gartner brings it out with Clark on the move. Clark drives the shot, deflected. And it went into the crowd like a bullet. Deflected just inside the line.
I think you'll see lots of chances like the one Wendell just took, where he tries to make a 45 or 50 footer when he's a one-on-one situation without a lot of speed, hoping it may hit the stick or the skate of the defenseman. This time Brown gets his stick up and deflects it out of the rink.
The Vancouver crowd back into this one. They were out of it in the first period and were rather quiet, but awakened by their team. In the second, Leafs trying to keep it in. Not for long. Glenn got it up to Gelinas, lost it to Ellett. Ellett left it for Eastwood. He's along the line with a weak shot in there, in behind Gartner. Glenn after it. He was knocked down, looking for the puck. From his knees, he left it for Ronning, who was bumped hard by Eastwood. And the Canucks get the puck back out. A lead pass to Gelinas coming in off the wing. Gelinas was nailed, stays on his feet though, gets in front, can't get a shot. Another chance for him. Here's Vanessa's backhander block. The penalty coming up against Toronto. The Canucks are pressing right here. And the Leafs get a penalty. Dave Ellett is going off for cross-checking. Dave Ellett in the box for cross-checking here at 4:43 of the third.
Martin Gelinas, after he shoots the puck, takes the cross-check right here in the face or the neck. No doubt about that one.
So a big chance for the Canucks to go in front for the first time in the game. They are 1 for 2 on the power play in this game. And they have the puck. A shot. Potvin blocked it. Cleared in front. Potvin caught it. And he held it. Right off the bat. A good clean win on the face-off by the Canucks. Trevor Linden with Adams, Pavel Bure, and Brown and Lumiere, the defenseman. Here's the face-off, won cleanly.
Nice play by Linden to tie up Zezel, and Bure was the guy that flipped it back to the point man to start this dangerous shot.
So, Potvin being tested here in the third period. We are nearing the 5-minute mark, and the Canucks are going to be sent back outside the line. Lumiere drifting back in his own zone. Now it's Linden coming back to pick it up. He wants to take charge. Linden coming to center. Gets over the Leaf line. It's in front with Bure getting a pass. Bure. Brown is to his left. He goes to the side of the net. Adams! And he nearly jammed it in. Adams coming within an eyelash of his second of the game. Here's Bure in the corner, working magic again, coming up along the boards. Bure unmolested to the blue line, looking around. His pass, the shot! That's blocked. Lumiere can't get a stick on it. The Leafs can't find it. Here's Linden. Pass one in behind his man, Brown. Drifting back to the blue line and off the boards with it to Bure. Cutting in! And the shot hit McCown. Berg can't get his stick on it. It's all Vancouver here. It is Lumiere. Stopped by Putman. Rebound. Another chance. Hit the side of the net. Comes back to Bure. What pressure. 3-3 tie. Side of the net. Scramble. Putman down. And the Leafs, the fave comes up with it and gets it out of the zone. They are just hanging on here. 24 seconds left in the penalty. Dynamite action inside the Leaf line. McCrary is trying to sound the whistle. The crowd was roaring and nobody heard it. And maybe a penalty has been called. It could be a pair of penalties here.
Or it could be too many men on the ice. No, it's a pair of penalty. Osborne and Lume, I think, are going in. 19 seconds left in the penalty to Dave Ellett. But you're right, McCurry blew his whistle 4 or 5 times. The crowd was so loud that no one could hear it. And it looks like one penalty. Jurke Lume's in there. Here's a great chance by Adams. He just lost the handle, or did it hit the shaft of the stick of Potvin right here? No, he just lost it. This is the second time Adams had a chance going across in front. Double penalties.
For cross-checking. Vancouver penalty to number 21, Jurke Lume. 2 minutes for slashing.
Slashing to Lume, cross-checking to Lefebvre. 19 seconds left in Ellett's penalty. The score is tied 3-3. We played 6:24 of the third period. Dynamite action.
Some good goaltending and some bad luck. The score says 3-3. Adams twice had half the net with the goalie down and couldn't find the handle.
15 seconds left in the power play. Vancouver. Babic straight down the ice. Coming in is Momesso. Momesso getting in. Can't get a shot. And it's cleared away to the line by Mironov. He was poke-checked at center ice. Andrechuk racing up. Can't reach it. Mironov takes it again now. The Leafs penalty is over. Pass ahead to Ronning. Ronning to Jelena. Great save by Potvin. Jelena speeding in there, and he got all on that shot. Potvin the save. 3-3 tie here in the third. We've played 7 minutes and 10 seconds of this third period. Vancouver trying to end the series tonight. Leafs trying to prolong it and get back to Toronto for game 6. Gilmore near the Vancouver line, can't move it in. McCown played it back to Ellett. He got over center and then decided to shoot it in. Rattles around the boards, and Gilmore takes it. Laid it in for Andrechuk. Andrechuk left it for Borshevsky. Borshevsky centered it. Tipped out near the line, and Ellett again shoots it in deep. Here's Jelena picking it up, and another penalty being called. And it's going to be Didick of Vancouver who gets the call this time. Andrechuk was held up in front of the net by Didick. He's going for roughing.
Looks like he punched him there as they were battling for territory in front of the net. Curry has called 3 of these punch penalties tonight. 14 and 4. It's a war going on there in front. Andrechuk likes to live in front of the net. Didick doesn't want him to. Curry decides that Didick was the perpetrator on that play.
So Vancouver enjoyed 1 power play. And over the first 7 minutes and 43 seconds of the second period, along with that power play, the Canucks have outshot Toronto 8-0.
All 6 goals have been scored at the same end of the rink, Bob, so McLean is in the wrong, defending the wrong net, if you believe that that's going to continue.
3-3 tie. The Leafs on a power play here. They have 1 power play goal tonight. Here's Mironov. He passes off to Clark. Clark hangs on to it near the blue line, shoots it. That's knocked down in front of the net, and the Canucks do not get it out cleanly. Gardner was hauled down behind the net. Here's Clark on the puck. Clark, he had Mironov open, didn't see him. All the way back to the line, sliding it in. Back to Clark. Shot, block, rebound. Goes back to the goal. The Canucks are going to clear it. Brown shoots it down the ice. 1:22 left in the penalty. Leafs power play now. They line up to come out. The game tied at 3, and there's Borshevsky coming in. Weak shot. He got the rebound, goes back to the net, and was stopped, and Craven will get a chance to move it. He does that. Up to Bure. Going in on Mironov. He's right in. Potvin stopped him, and a penalty coming up against Toronto. Bure, what a burst of speed to get in there around Dmitry Mironov. And then the penalty is called.
Going to call it holding. Bure had a step on Mironov, taking a perfect pass from Murray Craven. And it's awful tough to handle Burry when he gets outside you. There's the lovely pass. Burry turns it into another gear. Mironov turns and grabs his right arm and probably prevents Burry from getting the puck up. We all know Burry loves the top of the net, but he couldn't get both hands on the stick to put it there. Some penalties are bad ones, some aren't. I'd take that one.
Didick has 59 seconds remaining in his penalty. Mironov is in the penalty box now.
You can't let Burry walk in unopposed. This is a 1-minute penalty, actually, Bob, not 2, with 59 seconds left in the Vancouver one. So a smart move by Mironov, even though he's got to sit for 2 minutes.
They're 4-on-4 right now. It will be for another 59 seconds. 3-3 tie. Babic shoots one. Potvin the save. Rebound grabbed and in back of the net, and the Leafs trying to move it out. Craven doing great work on Lefebvre. Forced him to go back to McCown. McCown turning the other way. There's Govaderis. He takes the pass at the line and skates away to center. Govaderis stopped by Glenn. Left it for Gilmore, though. Gilmore trying to center it. He's back of the net. Gilmore lost it, and Burry skates away from Gilmore. Coming out, he's forced to turn back. Gilmore and Babic have something going as Burry comes to center. Forced back by Gilmore. Babic's pass to the left side, and Lume to Burry again. 15 seconds left in the penalty to Vancouver, and that's why they're passing it around down there, waiting for that extra man. He's ready to come back on. They'll have the man advantage for about a minute. Linden chasing it at center. Now they do have the power play. And Linden put himself offside for 58 seconds. Vancouver on a power play here as we near the midway mark of the third period. 10:14 remaining in the third. It is tied 3-3.
Pat Quinn leaving Pavel Burry out there. He played the 1 minute when they were 4 skaters against 4. And he's going to leave him out there with his line mates Linden and Adams to play the last 58 seconds of this Vancouver power play.
Mironov in the penalty box. With 10:14 remaining. Vancouver 1 for 3 in the power play tonight. That goal scored by Adams at 17:57 of the second, which tied it. Crowd standing again. Sellout again, of course, here at the Pacific Coliseum. Rouse slapped at it. It doesn't get out. He got it again. It doesn't get out. He got it the third time and finally got it to center. Lume backs up. 40 seconds left in the Leaf penalty. 9:50 remaining. Third period. Vancouver come out. Lume. The puck-carrying defenseman shoots it into the corner, and it's whipped high over the boards at the Leaf bench. And there's going to be a face-off inside the Leaf line to the left of Felix Potvin. The penalty to Mironov now down to 24 seconds.
Oh, when you look back in history in the National League, was there a better day than this one in 1978, Bob? For me, not such a nice day for Orland Kurtenbach.
Pretty good for...
But don't worry, there's a day later than 78 where I was replaced. So if you're going to coach, you're going to move on.
Well, the Canucks win the face-off, but Lume couldn't handle it. 20 seconds left in the penalty to Mironov. Lume will have to move it quickly now. Up there is Linden. It's tossed in. Back to the net it goes. Lefebvre was back. Linden is there. Worked out in front of McCown. Dumped it to the corner. Burry got it back to the line. Brown trying to move it in. He did to Burry. The Leaf penalty is over. Burry shoots a high one. Comes off the glass and gets out to center. Mironov nearly had a clear breakaway coming out of the penalty box. And how many times have we seen that happen? Just missed it at center ice. Here's Rouse's shot. Big rebound there, and Gilmore had gone in too far. Linden comes up with Burry on the move again. Out of the net is Potvin. Burry coming all the way in there, and the Leafs can't clear it. Momesso along the boards. Didick couldn't stop it, and Gilmore through center gives it to Pearson. Pearson's shot. Dribble in on the goal stick of McLean. Pearson into the corner, took his man. Gilmore takes the puck at the blue line. Ellett had to dump it in wide of the net. Here comes Gilmore again, taking it around Ronnie and around Babbage and out front. The backhander is knocked down. Big scramble there in front of McLean, and it goes to the corner where Bure flipped it ahead to Didick. Out to center is Ronning. Ronning with Didick catching up, and now Momesso. Ronning stick handling beautifully. He gets it back. Jelena. That's blocked by Potvin. What work by Ronning. Scooting around inside the Leaf line. Toronto coming back. Gilmore remains on the ice. Banked it off the boards for Clark. It does not work. They are offside at the Vancouver blue line. The score tied. 3-3. 7:55 remaining in the third. Todd Gill on the ice. This is his first turn. He was injured early in the game. Now he's going off. Just came out for that face-off and immediately headed off as the Leafs want to draw. Vancouver backing up. It comes out over the line. Here comes Craven. Craven is up with Lafayette, dropped it back, and Cordno shoots. The high shot over the shoulder in the net. Dropped in front of the net. Cordno again, trying to get loose from Gardner, centered it. Knocked away by Mironov. He nearly caught the top corner. Clark gets it out. Clark has Gardner open. Gardner drives. Stopped by McLean. He was out cutting the angle. No problem. Glynn back to the net for Vancouver. Can't clear the zone. Rouse kept it in. It is Gardner picking it up with Wendell Clark in front of the net. The pass intercepted. It comes out front again. Eastwood didn't see it. Now one-on-one. It is Cordno going in on Rouse. Cordno trying to beat him, and it was lifted away but not out. Kept in by Brown, and now Andrechuk feeds it back to Mironov. He takes it in back of his own net. 6:50 left in the third. He's out front of the goal to make the play. Andrechuk down to the wing to Borshevsky, and Gilmore tapped it in. Hedican chasing him. Gilmore made a good move. Out to the line it comes. A weak shot. Gets in front of the net, and Brown covers up for Vancouver and tried to clear it out to Cordno. It was too high for him to knock down. Again, ahead to Borshevsky. He shoots it in, and Linden hit him. In back of the goal. Andrechuk centered it right in there. Andrechuk took a swipe at it. What McLean was down and held on to it, and Gilmore had the first crack at him.
Well, the Vancouver Canucks, who have been very efficient in their own end, got a little careless there, and it nearly cost them a goal. McLean had to be sharp on a turnover behind the net. The shoot-in by Borshevsky. Now, Hedigan goes back to get it. I don't know whether McLean got fouled up with his two defensemen, but you can see Doug Gilmore nearly chopped it over him. Here's another look at it here. McLean loves to come out. Andrechuk gets it out in front. Gilmore gets a stick on it, but not much.
6:19 remaining in the third period. 3-0 in the first for Toronto. 3-0 in the second for Vancouver. We are tied at 3. Shot from the blue line. McLean, no problem gloving that, and he held it. Now he backhands it into the corner. It is McCown driving one in. Borshevsky went after it, but here's Adams coming out with Bure. Bure had to sweep back from the line, and two players were in there ahead of him. So the Leafs get a chance to move it out as they have to clear the zone. But Linden steals it from Andrechuk. He got it back, though, and Gilmore turns with Borshevsky. Gets in over the line. It is Gilmore trying to make the play. Got it into the corner. McLean out of the net again, and Andrechuk couldn't pick it up. And the Canucks get it up to the Leaf blue line. Bure chasing it. Vancouver was making changes. And it's Ronning stepping up there for Vancouver Canucks. Ronning inside the zone with a shot through a crowd. And Potvin saw it all the way with Momesso right there, parked by him.
Well, Ronning always knows that one or both of his big wingers, Momesso, will go to the net without the puck. And so he lobbed it on the net, hoping that Momesso or Jelena might be able to get their stick on it.
We're down to 5 minutes and 25 seconds left in the third period. The shots in the third so far, 12-8 for the Vancouver Canucks. Zazzle on the ice. Won the face-off. Out comes Osborne. He got as far as center and was tied up. And Babbage rolled it ahead to Ronning. Ronning dangerous again. Shooting! And Potvin again comes up with a beautiful glove save of Cliff Ronning. And is Ronning ever getting chances here in the third period for Vancouver? He's doing great work.
Well, again, he stalled, took a little time. He knew his wingers were going to the net. Even Babbage, the defenseman, was going to the net. And if Potvin doesn't catch these kind of shots, pretty tough to stop Momesso and a guy like Babbage from going there. Berg did a nice job of delaying Babbage, but nobody's going to stop Momesso, and he makes his mind up.
Partially screened that shot. Potvin, you noticed on the replay, had to make a very quick move. Babbage now shooting it to the corner. It goes around the net, and Rouse didn't play it. Cardinal, he's trying to come out with it. The pass to the corner to Craven. He centered it right in there. But Didick had gone in too far. Poked in front of Potvin by Cardinal. And the Leafs hang on and get it out. Babbage back against Golvadaris. Rifle it on the glass and got it up. And here's Gilmore moving in. He was upended trying to get in there. It is centered. McLean down. Here's Gilmore. And he was knocked down before he could get a shot. McLean up again. Loose puck in there. And it squirts away. But the net is off the moorings. And the face-off is going to be back to the left of Kirk McLean.
Pat Burns wasn't kidding me when he said he was going to play Gilmore on all three lines, plus the special teams. He gets a great chance here, and big Dave Babbage hauls him down as he tries to go across in front of the net. And then there's an awful traffic jam there. You have to be brave to go in front of either net at this time in this game.
4:32 left in the third period. Look at the score, 3-3. 3-0 for Toronto after the first. Vancouver stormed out in the second and tied her up. 13-9 of the shots in the third now in favor of the Canucks. From the draw, Leafs at the line. Clark, his shot doesn't get too far. And Linden tapped it out, and then it's rolled to center by Adams. Driven back in by Lefebvre. Lume coming back to pick it up. But the goaltender stopped it and left it for Linden. He got it out across the line, and Andrechuk is there. Just shoots it back in. McLean, back of the net again. Got by Gilmore. Here's Andrechuk. Centered it. Lume in front of his own net. Cleared it immediately. Lefebvre jams it back in. That's been the pattern for Toronto. Breaking up the plays near center when they can and drive it in. Burries across center taking that pass. Offside. 3:52 left, folks, in the third period. Fifth game with the Canucks leading the Leafs 3-1 in the series. Could end it tonight.
Pavel Bure, with his assist tonight, extends his playoff goal scoring streak to 15 games. Ryan Trottier had an 18-gamer going in 1981. That's a great feat, boy, to be scoring every night at this time of the year, especially when you're a marked man like this young fellow is. Can't go anywhere without a blue shirt pretty close to him.
Brown was hit trying to get out. Here's a break for Momesso. Three Leafs caught him, but here's Jelena. Potvin blocked him, and it's back to the line. Cleared in back of the goal is Jelena again. Jelena and Ronning are there. Ronning dangerous trying to come out, but it's Clark getting to center and dumping it in. McLean out, flipped it into the corner for Momesso. He and Ronning again. Coming out was Jelena. The pass behind the winger is Jelena. 3 minutes 15 seconds remaining in the third. It is Toronto trying to clear it. The Ronning line giving them trouble now, and Ronning has the puck again in the corner. He takes a hit from Eastwood, shakes it off. Elliott was spun around, and the Leafs come out. Lefebvre played it up the center to Gartner, and he's up over the line with a shot that's deflected high over the net. Gartner Carter taken care of by Didick in front. Out comes Courtnall. Jelena with him. Hedican catching up. The pass to Hedican. Backhand, and Courtnall's shot is tipped away by Potvin. Pearson back of the goal. Drives it on the glass to Clark. Clark is stopped. The Leafs get it up to center. Pearson poking at it. Can't reach it. Courtnall and Lafayette turning. Here's Craven on the move. In with a drive. And that's just wide. Courtnall now fanned on it. Toronto's Doug Gilmour comes out to center ice. Gilmour coming up. He's over the line with the play to Govaderis. He can't get a shot. Govaderis left it, and Gilmour centered it. It got through the skates of McCown. Pearson is after it. He's knocked down. The Leafs keep it in. Rouse is up there along the boards with Govaderis. Played out near the line, and the Canucks cleared. Courtnall coming in there. Craven is trailing. Courtnall is caught by Rouse. And Rouse got rid of it to center ice. Gilmour played it along the line. And there's McCown again. Up to Govaderis. In goes Gilmour. Gilmour stick handling inside the line. He hit Glenn. And Glenn cleared the zone. 1:35 left in the third. And a 3-3 tie. You can call this overtime from here on. Pass to Bure. Elliott shot. Blocked in front of Kirk McLean. And the Canucks dump it up the center to Bure. It was knocked down by Elliott with the glove. And it stops the play. And this game is almost ready to stop your heart. A 3-3 tie. 1:19 remaining in the third period. And coming up, of course, as usual, after the game, whatever that might be, the most in 3 stars on our minds. And there have been some dandy performances in this game up to this point. The shots are 38-27 in favor of Vancouver. The first period, it was all Toronto. Eastwood, Gilmour, and Clark. The Gilmour goal on a lead power play. The second, it was all Vancouver. Craven, Lafayette, and Adams. The Adams goal on a power play. A 3-3 tie. 1 minute and 10 seconds left in the third period. Vancouver now looking for a goal to clinch the series and a berth in the Stanley Cup final. The Leafs looking for a goal to win the game and send it back to Toronto for Game 6. 55 seconds left in regulation time. Pass to the line. Linden coming to center. Charging in with a head down. Going for it, but lost it just inside the line. And now Zezel the other way with Osborne and Berg. Zezel flipped it in back of the net to Berg. And it's grabbed by Osborne. He got it out front. And the Canucks, Adams. Rink-wide pass. Gilmour was watching his man. 27 seconds remaining in the third. Bure in for checking. It is McCown dumping it behind his own net. And now back to McCown. 18 seconds remaining in regulation time. It is bounced in wide of the Vancouver net. 12 seconds remaining. Out front of the goal it comes. Here's Dave Elliott's shot. Deflected in front of the net with 5 seconds remaining. Gilmour after it. Out front, open net. And time runs out. In this heart stopper, folks.
The Leafs get a chance.
38-27. A 3-3 tie. And the two teams coming awfully close, especially here.
Here's with about 3 seconds left. Borshevsky could not get the pass from Gilmour as McLean was roaring back to get in the net. The Leaf bench thinking that that was possibly the chance that they were going to put this game away on. No such luck. We got overtime. We know the score's going to be 4-3. We don't know who pulled.
Shots in the third by Vancouver, 14 by Toronto, 9. A pretty even game when you think about it. Toronto in the first period, all their way. Eastwood, Gilmour, and Clark made it 3-0. It looked like, what's this? A runaway? Aha, not so quickly. In the second period, the Canucks came out all afire. Craven, Lafayette, and Adams, and it was tied. The third period, first half, it was Vancouver. And then in the late stages, Toronto. But there it is, no scoring. So, the score going to overtime. 3-3. All right, the 16th overtime of these 94 playoffs coming your way, with Toronto and Vancouver owning a period apiece. Toronto the first, Vancouver the second, scoreless in the third.
Well, it was 1982, the last and the only time the Vancouver Canucks went to the finals. This scene was the Chicago Stadium after the Canucks winning in Chicago to get the right to play the Islanders. And we're Campbell's Conference champions. That trophy will be presented tonight if the 1994 Canucks can win this game.
Okay, these fans now are ready to rock. The league's trying to extend the series for Toronto on Thursday, where Game 6 would be played. The Canucks trying to wrap it up tonight in 5 games. Overtime underway, and the Leafs forced back in their own zone. Gilmore around the net, Bure forechecking. Gilmore pulling away around Lefebvre, and Bure stays with him. He had to lift it from his own side of center. Toronto trying to get by Bure again, and it's Gilmore doing a pretty good job of it, but now Adams ahead to Bure. Bure is coming up with a shot that's deflected wide of the goal. It'll get back to center ice. Dumped in again. High, and Lefebvre took a quick look. He saw Ronning on the ice, and he's in for checking. Toronto start out. A pass that gets away from everybody down the ice. Glenn touching an icing called against Toronto. And the face-off deep in the Leaf zone.
The Leafs were badly outplayed in the first half of the third, made a comeback in the second. Vancouver got that lead in takeouts in the second period when they were all over the Leafs. Look at the number of offensive zone face-offs, 30 to 14. So you know where the puck has been for a lot of this game. Gilmore nearly 10 minutes in the third period. And as usual, as the game wears on, Pavelberry plays more. He played 4 minutes and 9 seconds on one shift.
Shot right off the bat, and it didn't get to Potvin. It was blocked by Ellett. Ellett behind his own goal. Eastwood is turning to the left. And Ellett decides to bring it up the middle, and Clark was nailed by Glenn. He stood him up quickly. Momesso from center ice into Ronning. Ronning shot! Kicked out by Potvin. Puck loose in there. Momesso is charging in after Ellett. The Leafs come up with it. Played by Eastwood down to Clark, and Clark gave it to Rouse. From center ice, the shot goes in. It is Eastwood on the boards, knocking it into the corner. Lume went the other way, and Lefebvre missed it. Momesso up there after him, but the pass, a long one for Gardner. He had it hooked away by Ronning. Toronto can't move it in. Lefebvre left it, and Momesso nearly got in alone. He backhands it in on the net. Wendell Clark missing the pass just outside his own line. Toronto up through the middle. It is Gilmore on there again with Clark shooting. That's stopped by McLean. Big shot by Clark. Nice save by Kurt McLean. It's rattled in back of the net again. Here's Clark. Clark digging it out. Lifting it in along the boards. And it's Brown getting it up to Courtnall. Courtnall coming in with Craven on his skate with it. Courtnall gets a shot. That's deflected by McCown. And it's into the crowd.
Both teams have had a pretty good scoring chance. Wendell Clark gets the Leafs one. Shot from the top of the circle. We know he scored from there before. McLean makes a nice stop and bats the rebound out of danger. The chances to score, by my calculations, after 3 periods, Vancouver 21, Toronto 13. Vancouver a huge edge in the second period.
Well, they've had 40 shots in the game now. The Leafs 28. .216 into overtime here in Game 5. Gilmore winning the draw. Out comes Govaderis. He got over center, passed it in there, came back out over the line and onto the skate of Pearson. And Govaderis had gone in. Offside.
7 of the 15 games that have gone into overtime in these playoffs were decided by goals by defensemen or checkers. Momesso, Zezelhanen, and Matteau. Checking forwards have ended games. Gill, Cavallini, and Sweeney have ended games. And Stéphane Richer, he put the lights out twice in overtime.
Vancouver has a line out there now. That is not their checking line, I'll tell you. Linden at center, Bure on the right, Adams on the left, Gilmore at center for Toronto. Pearson and Govaderis. And the Vancouver Canucks start out, led by Babbage. Borshevsky was on the ice at a quick change and stopped him. Mironov chased by Linden around the goal. Tucked ahead to Gilmore, coming up with Borshevsky. Gilmore over the line, and Borshevsky had to wait there and couldn't catch up to it. Knocked down. Here's Andrechuk. Oh, what a save by McLean. Andrechuk nearly ended it right there. And McLean got his glove on it. It is Adams shooting the puck down the ice. The fade had it go off his stick, and he goes back to pick it up. Here's Andrechuk again. Coming to center this time. Trying to backhand it in, stopped by Linden. The Leafs along the line have to go back to their own zone. They would have been called on the offside. Over 3 minutes gone in overtime. It is Lume picking up a loose puck to Ronning. Ronning feeding it ahead. Momesso was stopped, and again Andrechuk. He just shoots it in. Here's Lume in first. Put it high on the glass and got it out. Momesso couldn't stop it. It's rattled back in by Toronto, and the Leafs are changing as the Canucks come out with a puck. Pass ahead. A good one for Ronning. Down to Glynn. Glynn coming in. The defenseman in sharp. Coming out front. And he was nailed by Gardner behind the Leaf net. Ronning will try to keep it in. It hit a stick and bounced out to center ice. Canucks Lume up on the rush to shoot it in again. Potvin stopping it behind the goal. Here's Momesso intercepting. Momesso stopped by Eastwood. Back at the net. Lafayette got in front. Bodies go flying in front. Jelena was upended. And Clark gets a pass away too far for Gardner. Back in it goes. The Canucks are pressing again right here. Jelena is in there with Courtnall coming up. And Clark takes the puck and loses it. And it rolls out to center. Canucks have to get back on side. They'll change doing that. And Mironov lost it to Lafayette. Here's Courtnall. But it was intercepted and came out over the line, and the Leafs are away. Down goes Clark. In with the shot, deflected. Way high. And into the crowd. A giveaway inside the Leaf blue line. Nearly ended it. An interception of the pass. Or that might have been it. And then Clark on the break.
Well, here's the play after the cerebral cramp by Mironov that gave the Leafs a pretty good chance. You can't be trying to stick handle by people in your own end in overtime. And the shot by Clark was blocked. And here's the turnover. It stood the Canuck bench up just for a second. Stood Pat Burns up too, I think.
I think the country was standing on that one. We are nearing the 5-minute mark of overtime. Breathtaking hockey here in Game 5 in the Western Conference Final. Vancouver trying to wrap it up tonight and go on to the Stanley Cup Final. Puck is cleared out over the line. Here's Brown moving up. Brown coming in for the net. The shot blocked by Potvin. He'll cover up and hang on to it.
I've always thought that's a good play if you're at a bad angle. Especially if you're a defenseman on the rush. Hit the goalie with it, because he can't move or it might go in. And if you shoot it and miss the net, the puck's around and out, and you're 195 feet from your own goal. So Brown made that attempt. You don't score on the shot very often, but sometimes the rebound goes off his shoulder. Now here comes Brown in the rush. He misses the net from here. He's dead. He's trapped badly. Put it up off the goalie's chest, arm, and make him try and find it.
Face off to the left of Potvin. 4:47 into overtime. And from the face-off, it is the Leafs controlling on the draw. Ellett wrapped it on the boards. Osborne missed it. Did it, kept it in. Osborne knocked it out. Courtnall shot it back in. Canucks get back on side quickly. And Ellett doesn't have very much time as Craven was in on him. So he had to shoot it away, and it's going to be another icing call against Toronto. They'll bring it back, and they'll start it all.
Half minutes into overtime in Game 5. 1 goal. The Leaf end are out.
Face off to the left of Potvin. Ella takes over back of the net and starts out. Pass ahead, a good one at the line for Zezel. He shoots it in wide of the net. Berg picked it up and put it into the side of the goal. And the Canucks are going to clear it. Adams is coming out. He's up the center, moving up with Diddick, and Diddick's pass intercepted by McCown. Flipped into the zone by Zezel. The Leafs are changing again. Vancouver bringing the puck out to them. It is Glenn backhanding it off the boards. It got as far as center, and Gilmore steals it. In there for Borshevsky, but offside is called. It came out over the line as Gilmore passed it back out over the line to Borshevsky.
Pat Burns is playing Gilmore against Linden's line. And there's how the pass came out, as you can see from our overhead shot. And Pat Quinn doesn't seem to want to change away from that matchup. So I guess what Burns is saying is, we want to see if our most dangerous line can end this when they play against yours.
Sylvain Lefebvre takes his time, shoots it into the Vancouver zone. Off the boards to Adams, to Linden. Linden was stopped. Lume catching up, and he'll go back inside his own line. There's Andrechuk into Gilmore and Borshevsky. Gilmore looking for it. Glenn swept it away. Gilmore fell, and Lume is getting a chance to move it out. He got it by McCown inside the Leaf line, and he has to go back to the net. Adams is in there watching him. Borshevsky misses it. The shot dribbles in near the net, covered up by Lefebvre, and he put it on the glass, but not out. Hennigan kept it in. Now McCown tries the other side, and Andrechuk will take that one. He's up over the Vancouver line. Andrechuk leaving it to Gilmore. And now Mironov shot, kicked out by McLean. A fine stop. Cleared ahead to Bure and Momesso. Bure up over the Leaf line. The shot ripped right on the net. Up there, the save, big rebound. It's cleared. And Linden shoots it back in, and the Canucks are changing again. We're coming up to the 7-minute mark of overtime. Puck off the boards. Reaching for it was Jelena. He gave it to Ronning. Ronning got away from a hit thrown by Gilmore. Here comes Momesso and Ronning. Ronning turning, twisting, getting it back, and it's tipped up by Clark, who's racing after it. But Ronning beat him to it. Following the play was Eastwood. Grabbed by the defenseman, and he shot it over the line. Knocked down by Clark, and he lost it. Back out to center is Cordnell. On the other side is Gardner coming in with Clark. Gardner had it hop over his stick. Now the pass to Jelena. Jelena coming in, trying to get around Rouse. He's around the net. Got a shot in wide. Banned on the first attempt. The second was rather weak. Shot down the ice. This is Eastwood moving up for Toronto. Couldn't get a shot. Clark went after it. Took his man to the ice. And the Canucks stayed back out to center. Up through the middle and over the line is Diddick winding up. Took a shot, and Clark is turning. Furious action now here in overtime. Clark moving up with Eastwood. Clark going for the net. A pass back in front of McCown on the play to turn. Back of the goal, Clark trying to whip it out front. It is center. Two Canucks jump on it. The third catching up. It is Cordnell coming in, leaving it. The pass, Babbage. Oh! Cordnell missed a great chance. And the Leafs stop it out again. How can they keep up this pace? This is Govideris speeding in. Govideris around the goal with Eastwood. He's nailed back there. Govideris again. Left it for Eastwood in the corner. Eastwood trying to center it. Back of the net it goes Gilmore. Gilmore rolled it in front, and the Canucks pick it up. They get it back out over the line, and Cordnell missed the pass at center. Here come the Canucks. Craven. He dumped it in. Both teams are changing on the fly. We're coming up to the 9-minute mark of overtime. A do-or-die game for the Toronto Maple Leafs. They want to send it back to Toronto for Game 6. The Canucks do not want to make that trip. They want to end it tonight and get ready for the Stanley Cup Final. The Leafs shoot it down the ice. Icing waved off. Nearing the 10-minute mark of overtime, and it's been a hectic overtime period. This shot down the ice will be an icing call, against Vancouver.
One of the strangest phenomena of the 1994 Stanley Cup overtimes is the pace that almost every game has. Even after a slowly played, although this wasn't, a slowly played game, once these boys get to overtime, look out. And there's the best chance either team's had in overtime. Courtnall on the end of a nice three-way passing play, and the puck jumps over his stick as he had Potvin sliding across the net to try and make the save.
Crowd roaring again. The towels waved again. They have a feeling. They have a feeling. We'll see. Face off to the right of McLean. Face off is won by the Leafs. Shot by McCown. Drifting high and wide. It is off the glass and bouncing to center. Bure was up behind the two Leaf defensemen, but it's cleared back in, and Babbage is turning. Gives it to Adams. Couldn't hang on to it. Leafs lift a high one in, and over the net it goes. Diddick took a swipe at it. Stopped in there by Bird. And again, Diddick stopped the pass. Here comes Bure. Linden and Adams up on the play. And offside. Adams charging in there, and Bure made a move too many at the blue line.
Well, Bure very often causes an offside, whether he's got the puck or not, but he was thinking and trying to stall a bit, I think, to draw a defenseman over to him so he could dump it into Adams, who was on his way to the net. But the little move right in front of the blue line ruins the timing of Adams. You can see what he was trying to do there. Good idea, but that little diddle in front of the blue line cost him a whistle.
From the face-off, Mironov stepping away from a check or two, moving up, getting a shot, blocked by McLean. Mironov stick handling through and going in to find a hole and put a shot in on the net.
Well, that's a long shot that shouldn't have been in trouble, but again, it was by a defenseman, and it may hit his stick, it may screen him. But the best chance of all was by the Canucks. Here's a look at Courtnall, and you can see the puck rolled right over his stick. Jeff Courtnall, one of the more accomplished goal scorers in this series, missed a great chance to end this game and the series.
Just about the halfway mark now of overtime. Puck into the corner, and Lume waiting for Craven to move. Sees the move and goes to the right wing, and now Craven gets up with Ronning. Hook check at the Leaf blue line, carries on. Ronning gets it. Can't get a shot through it, hit a stick. Borchevsky and Gilmore are turning, and Gilmore wants the puck. He goes down to the Vancouver line and gets over it. Gilmore rolled it in there. McLean got his glove on it. And he holds it with Andrechuk and Borchevsky coming in, hoping for a rebound.
Well, Doug Gilmore is a dangerous customer when you give him the blue line and allow him to travel across the blue line on the Vancouver side of it. He seems to be able to weave through sticks and bodies and then gets it on the net. Here it is right here. You got to stand up on this guy if you can. That's not a dangerous shot, but look who's going to the net. Andrechuk, who's tipped more than one in his life. Brian Burke, who's I think here to present the Campbell Conference Trophy should the Canucks win, is standing at the end of the rink.
He's the senior vice president in charge of hockey operations in the National Hockey League. Yes, the Clarence S. Campbell Bowl is here. The Leafs want to put that on the airplane too. Canucks want to do it all tonight. Craven moves up with Courtnall. Courtnall allowed to come in. The shot off the arm of Potvin. The Canucks dump it in behind the net. It is McCown trying to give it to Gartner, and he can't pick it up. Rouse is in the corner against Craven. Lafayette comes in. It is centered, and McCown skipping around the net with Clark on the move, and he takes the pass. Clark across center. Gets in with a shot. Again, deflected high. And it's bounced to center to Bure, and he couldn't hold it. Lefebvre. Ahead to Clark. Gilmore on the ice again. Bure can't handle a pass again, and he shoots it over the line now, and there is Clark moving up by Bure along the boards, trying to barge in, gets to the corner. The Canucks cover. Gilmore grabs center, shot, Hedican over the line, trying to go in. He's jammed out of the play. And it's Andrechuk shooting a high one down to the Vancouver line where Bure was waiting. By Gilmour, chopped in over the line, and out comes Borshevsky. He made a good move to get away from Didick. Up over the line, into Gilmour, and he was grabbed from behind. Now back of the goal. Gilmour and Bure pushing each other and having a few words with the puck over the glass into the crowd again. We have 8 minutes and 3 seconds remaining in the first overtime period here in the game 5.
Mike Gardner had a great chance on a pass out. You'll see him drift back away from the crowd to get an opening. There's the backhand pass by Gilmour. It deflects off the Vancouver defenseman's stick. Brown and goes over the net. This guy has got 3 winning goals in the playoffs, has Mike Gardner. He hasn't got one in this series yet. He's about due. Courtnall's due. Hard to keep those guys off the board for extended stretches.
Face off to the left of Kirk McLean. Craven will be in on the draw. It's going to be Gilmour again for Toronto. You're right. Pat Burns told Gilmour yesterday on his day off to rest, get lots of it. You're on the first line, maybe the second, and maybe the third.
He said I filled him full of pasta, so he'd have some energy tonight.
Well, here's Craven. We'll try to win the faceoff from him. And we're ready. To the left of Kirk McLean. Craven wins it all right. And Babbage takes it around the net. Starting Jelena to Ronning. Ronning is moving up over the line. Ronning gets set. Fired one in wide of the goal. In back of the net. They try to center it. Govadere's got a stick on it. Couldn't get it out. But it's going to be Marinov putting it up there too far from Pearson. And it's all the way down the ice. That's an icing call against Toronto.
There's a good chance, the way the Vancouver defensemen, Jyrki Lumme included, that they could end this game. Babbage, Lumme, Brown, Didick, all like to get in the rush. Fred Hedigan has not learned that skill yet, but when he does, what a dangerous guy he's going to be. So if you're looking for possible candidates to end this game, Brian Glynn can shoot the puck. And they love to get in the rush. They'll not get in it, they'll lead it.
Face off deep in the lead zone. Won by the Canucks. Momesso charging after it. He's upended. Trying to sweep it back in front of the net. Jelena's over fighting for it on the boards, and he gets it. Lumme takes his pass. Zezel trying to check him, and does. Lumme can't move. Zezel trying to go back to the goal, and now Lumme has him pinned. Again, Jelena and Ronning in there. And down on the ice on his 2 knees is Zezel, and he holds the puck.
Well, I mentioned that Jyrki Lumme, an offensive adventurer. He takes the puck down the boards. You're going to see it in a minute. Nice job by Cliff Ronning to realize that and stay deep. Then he gives it up, but then Sergio Momesso, he decides, my defenseman's in the corner, I better get back. Good thinking on the behalf of Ronning and then Momesso.
Face off to the left of Potvin. Waits on the draw. Lefebvre back of the net. Momesso watching him. Zezel starts out against Momesso. The pass down the left side. It's dumped up to the Vancouver line. The Canucks break it up. Momesso sweeping it back in. Lefebvre has to hurry back. Jelena chased him. Lefebvre got there. Lots of time to give it to Zezel. He's trying to break through the defense. He can't do it. The two of them got back and jammed him out of the play. Mike is chopped over the boards again at the Vancouver bench.
You better get up early in the morning if you're going to beat Fred Hedigan in a race. Peter Zezel looked like he had his nose in the clear. May have been able to step through, and a nice long pass by Lefebvre. Number 3 puts the afterburners on and closes the gap in a hurry with a little help from his defense partner, the ex-St. Louis Blues, Jeff Brown.
6 minutes and 50 seconds left in the first overtime period. In game 5, Toronto and Vancouver, with the Canucks leading the series 3-1. can end it tonight. One goal. That's all they need. The Leafs looking for that goal to get another chance back in Toronto on Thursday. They shoot the puck in. Brown back to the net. Linden, Adams, and Bure in the line on for Vancouver. Up the center is Hedican with Adams chasing the puck. Slapped on the boards. Hedican stopped it. Lost it to Gilmore. Up for Borshevsky. Hedican took it away from Borshevsky and fired a pass over there for Bure and up for Linden. He chucked one in. Adams on the fly, picks it up. Adams trying to center it. The Canucks are changing as they get the puck in deep. Comes out in front of the net. And here's Borshevsky coming away with it. He's up with Andrechuk now. Borshevsky trying to work it in along the board. Centered it. It's intercepted. And the Canucks get it back out. Bure trying to race in there. He's along the boards and McCown got enough of him to knock him down. Adams forechecking. Borshevsky missing the pass. But it gets out to center ice. Hammered back in. Potvin. Glove that. Canucks changing as the Leafs come out. Lead pass to Eastwood. Didn't get to him. 4 Canucks are moving out. It is Lume and Craven. Lume coming in. Can't get a shot. Craven. That's blocked. And the Leafs hang on. Andrechuk made a big play for Toronto with the net wide open. He was on his knees. And in a desperation move, had him lifted into the crowd.
Well, there's the attempted breakaway pass, but 2 Leafs are caught in the wrong end. Jyrki Lumme with a nice burst of speed gets outside McCown. Craven misses the shot, and there's the nice play by Andrechuk. You're allowed to shoot it out of the rink as long as you're not the goalie. Jyrki Lumme, I mentioned the defenseman. Boy, they're an adventurous sixum.
Face off to the right of Potvin. 5:33 left in this first overtime period. From the face-off. Allen wrapped at it. Clark stops it, now skates after it. Up through center. Stopped by one man, but was stopped by the second. And that allows Craven to move on. Craven has Lafayette on the play with him. Shot it back to the net. Lafayette was upended, turned around, and Gardner put one on the boards and got it up to center ice. Eastwood missed it. Lafayette threw it back into the Leaf zone. Canucks are changing. 5 minutes left in the first overtime. And the pace slowed a bit, and you can appreciate that, the way they have been going in this overtime. Gotta be showing signs of tiring. Pass to center to Cornell and Ronning. Ronning coming in with Jelena. That's broken up, but Braun will keep it in. Shoots it back to the net. There goes Jelena to bump his man Mironov. The Leafs get it to the line. Hedican shot right by Potvin. Again, it's Vanderbilt shooting it down the ice. McLean will leave the net. Played it up away from Govaderis on the right side. And here's Momesso coming in offside. Running. Carried the puck in, and Momesso had gone in ahead of him.
Well, McLean, he loves to run out and get involved in the game. He's done a nice job, with the exception of that one play in Game 1, at helping his defenseman by getting shoot-ins. And here he beats a pretty fast Govaderis to the puck to get it past him. The Leafs are playing with 5 defensemen, and you wonder how long they can do that and stay fresh. Todd Gill got hurt early in this game and couldn't continue. He's tried it twice, but couldn't maneuver the way he wanted to. So he's a spectator here on the Leaf bench.
Shots here in the first overtime by Vancouver 6, by Toronto 4. This one missing the net. McCown turning back to the goal. The defenseman with him is Rouse. Pass ahead to Andrechuk. Borshevsky up on the play with Gilmore. He lost it. Borshevsky goes down. Lume brings it in. Lume with Momesso standing right there with him, trying to set it up for him. Shot from the line by Ronning, and Gilmore waited a bit. Jelena caught him. Finally poked the puck out over the line with his hand. Gilmore again stopping Jelena. Flipped to center. Glenn knocked it down for Vancouver, and Gilmore intercepted that pass. Now Bob Rouse. The two teams trying to make changes as McCown sails up there. McCown's pass out of the reach of Osborne, but he picks it up. He goes back to the net into the far corner is Andrechuk. And he handed it off to Lume, who started the Canucks back. Adams moving up over center and now to the lead line. Adams trying to go in. Adams is pushed off to the boards by Lefebvre. Toronto back out. Andrechuk coming up. He's down the wing. Zezel is right behind him. Out of the net, McLean. Put it by Zezel easily. And Babbage trying to bring it out. He did. And a good move to get it up to Adams. And now Dave Ellett stops a pass. And he shot it over the boards at the Vancouver bench. With 2:48 remaining in the first overtime period here at the Pacific Coliseum.
Got to be alert on that Vancouver bench. The puck's gone in there about 4 or 5 different times. Like throwing a grenade into a crowd. Ron Smith got hit by the puck in game 3 here, and he took another one as he's the guy on the headset. As you can see there with his hand up, good thing he turned around. Down he goes as he got hit on the back of the arm. Or on the elbow, the ice pack's on. The headset isn't. Big-time golf enthusiast, that swing won't be quite the same now, Bob.
2 minutes and 48 seconds remaining in the first overtime period. Toronto led 3-0 after the first. Vancouver with 3 tied it up in the second. Rouse got in front of the net to knock one away. Here's a shot from a sharp angle. Potvin stopped that. And Bill Berg comes out for Toronto. Off to Osborne. He just wants to dump it in. And McLean again played it in there back of the net. This time it's Lafayette who picked it up and shot it away to the line and cleared across center offside to Courtnall across the 2 lines.
It's always a dangerous move by the goaltender to throw the puck to his backhand the way it did not come in. You're far better off to keep it, to put it out the way it come in, because you know where everybody is out this side. You don't know who's out the backside, and look who arrived. And almost got it is Osborne.
The face-off is very near the Vancouver line, just inside. 2:22 left in this first overtime period. Sylvain Lefebvre shooting the puck in high on the glass. The Canucks trying to get it out, and they will. Played up to Jalana. He gets it up to running, coming in with Hennigan on the move. Hennigan's pass got in behind everybody. Jalana turning, wrapping at him. Eastwood put it back to his own net and hopped off the side of the net and got out front. Clark, a rink wide pass to Gartner. He's going in for a shot. McLean ready for that. Made the save. Eastwood after it. Eastwood shot nowhere near the net with that one. And Momesso can't scoop it out. Rouse drove one. That went off a leg. Here's Eastwood back to the goal. He's trying to center it. Clark was in front. The puck comes loose and cleared out to center ice. 1:30 left in the first overtime. Rouse shooting it in. It is Brown on the far side. Vancouver Canucks were changing. Linden, Adams on the ice, and here comes Bure now. Toronto's Wendell Clark still on there, turning with it. Up over the line he goes, gets a shot, rebound. And McLean stopped the 2 of them. In back of the net is Glenn to the far side now. And coming out by Clark, he stopped him. Gilmore trying to move it in. We're in the final minute of the first overtime period. Gilmore trying to rifle one in and does as he was knocked down. Borshevsky on the puck. Borshevsky left it back to the net, and Brown wants to get it out. But Ellett stopped it, put a shot in. There's Andrechuk trying to move to the net. He is stopped by Brown. Gilmore with it. They fight for it on the boards in the corner. 3 leaps back of the net, and it's Brown of Vancouver who comes up with it and gets it out to Adams. He shot it over there for Bure. 25 seconds remaining, and the Leafs clear it as far as the line, and now out. Borshevsky ahead to Gilmore, just missed it down the ice. Icing waved off. Gilmore in there, and Andrechuk missed it. 10 seconds remaining for Bure. He got it ahead. Here's Babbage, 5 seconds shot. Potvin the save, and the Leafs Leafs will clear it out to Gilmore. He just hangs on to it at center, and the horn goes to end the first 20 minutes of overtime. These two teams exchanging the first and second period. Toronto got 3 goals in the first, and then Vancouver came back and scored 3 in the second. Nobody scored in the third. We played another 20 minutes, and nobody has scored again.
Well, a well-deserved rest for both teams. The first 10 minutes were hectic, great pace, excellent chances. It slowed up a little bit in the last 10, but these two teams, gallant as they both are, both refusing to give in, and we're going to go into this 5th period of this hockey game.
The first overtime period by Toronto, 7.
Shots were 7 apiece in that first overtime period. So we remain tied in this 5th game of the Western Conference Final at 3 goals. We'll be back with more overtime, and our coverage continues.
3 still in OT. Let's send it back up to the broadcast booth. Here's Bob Cole and Harry Neal. Fellas.
Thank you, Ron, and welcome back, everybody, to the second overtime period of this one. Game 5, the Canucks needing a win to go on to the Stanley Cup Final. And the Toronto Maple Leafs trying to win this game to send it back to Toronto, where a 6th game will be played on Thursday night. Then, of course, if that happens and the series were to be extended, you're going to Saturday for a 7th game. Well, the Canucks have a chance right here, Harry, to go on to the final. Boy, this has been a great hockey game. First period, Toronto. Second period, Vancouver. First half of the third, Vancouver. Second half of the third, Toronto. And a lot of chances in the first overtime period.
23-17 the chances, Vancouver. The big thing to remember is the Vancouver defensemen have had 17 shots on goal, the Leafs 8. They could end it, one of those 6 Vancouver defensemen.
Linden jumping on the puck right off the bat and coming in hard. Linden looking back, gets it to the line. Here's a shot by Babbage. Oh, the big rebound! The Vancouver Canucks win it after 14 seconds of the second overtime period. And the Canucks go on to the Stanley Cup Final. For the Leafs, their season is over.
To the net, open the puck and get there too. Felix Potvin made the first stop, and before he could find the puck, Adams put it behind him. The Leafs get themselves in trouble right there. The puck will come back to Dave Babbage. He shoots it. Adams gets away from Dave Ellett and Dave Anderchuk and backhands it by Potvin. Here's the pass coming back to Babbage. Babbage gets the shot on the net. It isn't a hard one, but it's on the net. And it drops. Potvin makes a nice stop, but before Dave Anderchuk could get Adams out of the way, he backhands it in. And the Vancouver Canucks go to the Stanley Cup Final.
All right, Ron McLean is down on the ice now as the players have their usual handshake. And the winning coach is Pat Quinn. He's there with Ron McLean. Ron.
Okay, Pat, Bedlam, who are you waving at? I don't know. Everybody. Pretty sight when you see the team shake hands. A little even prettier one round from now. But tell me about this big victory.
Yeah, I'll tell you.
There's Peter Zezel.
This is unbelievable. This is what you work for. It's what you dream about. And I know these fans have been dreaming about this for a long time. You know, I mean, I've got a Maple Leaf somewhere on my body here, and I don't know if it makes it good that we're beating them, but I'm sure proud of the way our guys play. And they should be proud of the way they did, too.
One final thought, cherry-pick Greg Adams, but mention him and who else maybe caught your eye in your game tonight?
Well, I thought Murray Craven had an excellent game for us. And young Nathan Lafayette, our defense was pretty solid again. Early on, we were sloppy, but we were pretty good when it counted.
Well done. There's Dougie Gilmour shaking hands. Well done, Pat. I want to get a word from Rick Lee and Mike Bergam. Rick Lee, there's Wendell Clark congratulating. How about a thought on this one?
Well, that's a tough one, but a lot of perseverance by our players there.
Ron Smith, Ronnie, this is 1982 all over again, so how's it feel to you?
Well, it feels fabulous. I mean, to come from where he came from after being down in our season, it's really great. Look at this, I mean, unbelievable.
Right, what we'll do is, best thing, Brian Burke, of course, from the Canucks organization, is here to present the Clarence Campbell Bowl. So we'll let a bit of this frenzy go on. We'll have that presentation, then grab some of the players.
Number 44, Dave Babich. The time, 14 seconds of the second overtime period. Now, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, we invite you to join us for the official presentation of the Clarence S. Campbell Bowl. And with us this evening to present the Clarence S. Campbell Bowl, named after the former president of the National Hockey League, would you please welcome the NHL Senior Vice President of Hockey Operations, Mr. Brian Burke. Accepting the Clarence S. Campbell Bowl on behalf of the Vancouver Canucks, team captain Trevor Linden.
But again, I'll ask you the same question to tell me about the feeling you get tonight.
Well, it was a good feeling coming back from 3-0, and I mean, we really showed some character and made it back.
Fun to watch that cup go around. Pick some players out who you thought really came to play in this important game.
I think everybody did. We realized we had just a terrible first period, obviously, down 3-0, and we knew if we kept plugging away, they were down defensemen with Gill getting hurt, and you know, if we would get to the defensemen and get them tired, we have a pretty good chance.
12 wins, that's a new record. Congratulations.
Thank you.
Kirk McLean, here's Greg Adams. Oh, look at Emily. Arthur Griffiths and Frank Griffiths' wife. 2 points for him. Must make you proud for Mr. Griffiths up there. I'm sure he's watching.
Oh, we're so happy for him, for the whole Griffiths family. They're a great ownership.
Greg, Don Cherry picked you to score the goal. Congratulations. Both goals, the tying goal, which was a big one in Calgary, and then the tire tonight. So you must be on cloud 9.
I feel numb right now. It's just such a good feeling. I'm probably going to need a couple days to come down from this.
Pavel, come on in. We'll get a quick word. Sweet, isn't it? As you saw Mr. Griffiths and Mrs. Griffiths out there, mom and son. Nice, wonderful feeling. Put it into words.
Well, you know, it's a great feeling to win, you know, at home Western Conference final. You know, it's still hard to believe. It's unbelievable.
Well done. Okay, the Canucks win. They're going to the Stanley Cup. Frank Sr. smiling indeed. There's a really long weekend happening in Vancouver this weekend. So a tremendous victory, 14 seconds into overtime. Mrs. Griffiths and Arthur, congratulations. And what can you say?
It's wonderful. I'm sorry.
Did you have, no, No, don't be sorry. That's what it's about. There's no way to really say how great it is to experience something like this. But Greg Adams is a longtime BCer who, to get 2 big goals tonight, that must thrill you. What players really impressed you in this series, in this game?
I think as a team they all did wonderful. I mean, without one, there's not the other.
Arthur, did you see the goal? I didn't even see it. 14 seconds, bing.
Well, the first time I think it went off the left post, and I wasn't sure if it was in, and then I saw it on the right post. But, you know, the one thing was that Adams had the chance to do it in the third period twice, and he stayed with it. He stayed with it all game, and you know, he deserved it. He deserved it earlier. He got it when it counted. It doesn't matter. It's all over, and bring on the next round.
No doubt. We're, I guess, seeing it on television, the Greg Adams goal. 82 versus now. Tell me the difference and maybe the feelings.
Well, I think it's all great, but the best part about this is it was in our own building, and I think the other side of this equation is that our team really has the ability, and that was a lot of emotion and momentum, and got a bunch of guys coming together and going for the finals. This team can win it.
Must be pleased for Pat Quinn. There's a guy that you know.
Pat has, it's hard to explain, but every time we lost, I'd say, oh, my heart went out to him.
Sweetheart's a word for that guy, but you can't use that in hockey. Well, Griffith's family can go back in the dressing room. I'd love to get Dave Babbage on. He's been just tremendous. Arthur, congratulations again. We'll see you in the final. We'll see you in New York or New Jersey. David, well done. As I was saying to Don, as we were trying to fill in all these overtime sessions, you and Didick as a pair, but you in particular, after all these years in the league, this is really your moment in the sun, so well done. Tell me about tonight.
Well, yeah, obviously we got behind there pretty quick, but it seemed when we come out for the second period, things just seemed to settle down. I know we were really frustrated going into the dressing room, but then you got Kurt shutting the door, and we played pretty well in front of him after that.
Potvin was so good in that first 10 minutes, and again in the second it looked, but Craven got him, and that was important.
Oh, no doubt. I can't believe that guy. He's whatever they needed to save, he seemed to be there, and you know, and then Kurt would come big for us, and then we'd counter, and we just got a little bit luckier than they did. They had a lot of chances also.
Well, good luck in the Stanley Cup.
Oh, that's kind of nice, isn't it?
That's unbelievable. That's really good for you. That's congratulations to David Babbage. Vancouver Canucks down 3-1 at one point to the Calgary Flames. 3 OT victories. Look at the bedlam here. It's sweet at the Pacific Coliseum this evening. The picture tells it all. I'd love to know, where's that Benji Cooper that was on in the opening? 17-year-old Vancouverite comes on, says it'll be 4-3 in OT, and he was bang on. I'll take that memory among others, including the Griffiths family celebrating here tonight. The Molson 3 stars. Greg Adams scores 2, including the winner. He's the hero. He's star number 3. Doug Gilmour must have played close to all of those 5 periods. He's the second star. And Murray Craven from Medicine Hat, number 1.